on the front porch. You on the front porch. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. It's the Front Porch, WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
I'm your host, Graylin Bryant Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Hey, y'all.
Brother Nyron on the other side of the glass, y'all, bringing it to you right here on this Friday, 20th day of June, 2025. Get your brass up.
It is.
Thank you for being with us as we begin today's episode of the Front Porch from the historic campus of Xavier University, from our studios right here at the foot of the overpass on South Norman C. Francis Parkway. www.wbok1230.com is the address if you want to stop on by. Grab yourself a comfortable chair, a mug, or a tumbler of your favorite frosty or steamy adult beverage. Mind your manners. Say good morning and kick it with us for the next 3 hours as we continue to examine this world through a 504 focused scope. And of course, the top-ranking way we love to hear from each and every one of y'all is the WBOK 1230 AM talk line. 504-582-9422 is the number. I'll let you people let us know what's going on. What's happening, Kimba?
Good morning, Uncle Gray.
How you doing?
It's been so long since I've seen you.
Been much too long, child. Much too long. Too many celebrations of Juneteenth.
Right. I think we had a really good time last night.
Oh,
at
yeah,
the
last night was fun.
Juneteenth celebration.
Yes.
I was thinking this morning about how people would have like First Fridays and professional meetups, and I was just what's the word I want to say? It was reminiscent of when professionals used to get together and have conversations and but really just hunting. And I was like, well, last night it really looked like networking, but I wonder if people still do that, because
I think they do.
Yeah, because I wonder how many people were there for the hunt last night, because it tends to those kind of events tend to lend itself to singles.
It lends itself to singles, and it also lends itself to people who are more open, and you for folks who are more sociable, folks who are willing to put themselves in a position to say, hey, how you doing? A lot of folks don't like that.
Really?
A lot of folks don't like that, because see, if you're out, you're probably among them, so you don't notice the ones that are not. But I know both sides. I know a good deal of folks who would eschew going out and social. Now they have a circle. They have things that they like and people who they like in the community, but that wouldn't be their first choice. Yeah, but it was nice though. Shouts out to the folks at Accrue. The Accrue Fete 2025 seemed to be a success from where we were, and I hope that is the case. Shouts out to all the folks involved. Kudos. Great job.
And shout out to Brandon of that Diaspora, was it Kitchen or Diaspora Cooking?
Oh,
that we had.
It's called, yes,
we
jerk.
had jerk chicken and the pasta with the jerk sauce. Mwah. Chef's kiss.
Yeah. Tell my man, it's the authenticity. You can taste the authenticity.
Yes, he's from the islands. I don't remember exactly the island that he's from, but he is from, it's a collective of islands. I know that for sure, because we talked about it before. It's not coming up to today. But I had taken a cooking class with him, Kamar and I.
Okay.
And we made peas and rice, jerk chicken, and the cabbage with the carrots.
With the carrots.
Yeah.
Yep, seasoned up. Absolutely.
And I knew the food was going to be good once I knew who the chef was.
You recognize the chef?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wasn't expecting to have that yesterday. I knew there was a bar, but it was like, oh, there's food.
Oh yeah. I remember saying that. Accrue, the first interview Monday when we were talking about what was going on.
Yeah, when we were talking to Lord have mercy. Now, why are the
Girl, I'm
brains
looking
not
at you with the green or
brains
seafoam green on last night.
brains aren't working? Not Dufashar, is that the last name?
Do for sure.
Uh-huh.
Kristen.
Kristen. There we go.
Kristen.
Between the two of us,
We
we
gonna
worked it
get
out.
it, baby. We gonna get it. You got the D. I was going for
I was
some
like,
reason from Z back. But anyway,
Yeah.
kudos to you.
Yes.
And for doing such a great job. But when she was here on that first interview, I think that was Monday, she didn't say who was there.
Mm-hmm.
Who was there? But she said, no, we're going to have food, we're going to have refreshments, and there's going to be a bar, and we laughed about it. So it was a great surprise. Because the food really was good. Shouts out to the chef.
For sure.
Shouts out to
Food
the bartenders
and
too.
the bartenders too. But just the vibe was really good last night. Professional people. I didn't feel any tension in the room at all. Because sometimes you can go into some place and be like, where did I stumble into? But she curated people to provide all sorts of services. The private investigation one kind of had me.
Very interesting.
Yeah, that had me pulled in.
Interesting.
And then we also had a dentist from the VA.
Yeah.
We had a
Massage
massage therapist. What do you call a good touch?
A needed touch.
A needed touch. Yeah.
A needed touch.
Then we had public health person who had created an opportunity for all of the D9 sororities to get together and work together on
Michelle Smith.
Yes, work together on breastfeeding and working with people in the community on how to provide less infant death. Because
to attack the infant mortality rates, the uneven numbers that are there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and also bringing us back to traditions that we had always done, started doing for other people, and forgot, hey, we need to do this for us.
Just for yourself.
Yeah,
That's
no,
right.
the breadth of people that we spoke with last night was awesome.
Yes.
It was awesome.
A great cross section of folks who all share the community passion. That's the beautiful part about it, the yin and the yang. There were so many different types of people, but they all had the idea of making the community better, which brought them to that event last night. And to meet, to talk, to find out how we can create synergies, how things can be done. Shouts out to the doctor who won
the advertisement.
The advertisement here.
Yes.
On WBOK.
It's not going to come to me. I know it's not going to come to me. So I'm not going to even try. But I think it was someone who provides holistic but mental health care and wellness.
We're going to find out.
We'll find out his name. But yeah, we had all types of professionals that were in the place last night that were excited to share what it is that they do, what they're looking forward to share with the community, and particularly to inform the community about what's available.
That's right. And tie it into Juneteenth.
Yes.
And tie it into Juneteenth and bring it all together. And the room wasn't just Black people. There were several other folks represented. And so it was just, if you felt a certain way and had a certain vibe, then it was a good place for you to be.
Absolutely.
And I liked it. So it's the Front Porch, y'all. WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
Stay and stay. Y'all don't go nowhere. I got to run get some hot water for my teeth. I'll see y'all on the other side of the break.
On Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, here's a snippet of some of what we cover. GPS pioneer Gladys West.
We worked long hours computing trajectory orbits and satellite orbits, trying to get the data and everything correct enough.
Auto analyst Mark Bland.
14 new vehicle deals that happen in this country out of every 100 that women don't have a fingerprint on.
To tune in, check out Auto Trends with JeffCars.com. Saturdays at 4 p.m. on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
All right, a good Friday morning to you. I'm Daryl Forges with WDSU News, and here's your headlines. The granddaughter of late Saints and Pelicans owner Tom Benson was arrested in South Carolina. Court records show Rita Benson LeBlanc was booked on a charge of interference and hindering police officers. She was in line to take over as owner of both franchises, but a family feud led to Gail Benson taking over control. Now to a disturbing story, leaving shoppers in shock. Yesterday, a suspected shoplifting suspect stabbed himself to death near the Walmart on Tchoupitoulas. It happened around 10:45 yesterday morning as officers approached the man after getting a call about someone shoplifting. We're told that's when he took off. Officers chased the man to Tchoupitoulas and Jackson Avenue, where they say he stabbed himself in the neck multiple times. Police tried to tase that man to get him to stop, but were unsuccessful. He later died at a hospital. The incident is being investigated as an in-custody death, with federal monitors involved in the investigation. And finally, the LSU Tigers baseball team in the championship series for the College World Series. They're taking on Coastal Carolina. And if the Tigers win, it'll be their 8th title in program history. Game 1 is tomorrow at 6 p.m. Game 2 is Sunday at 1:30. And if they need a Game 3, they'll take place Monday night at 6:30. LSU has won 6 straight games. Coastal Carolina, by the way, they're way hotter. They've won 26 straight games. But I have a feeling they're going to take it to them, though. I'm Daryl Forges, and that's your headlines for WBOK. Have a great day and a fantastic weekend.
Welcome to Chemical of the Month by the community scientists at Rise St. James. This month, we spotlight phthalates, chemicals added to plastics, especially PVC, to make them more flexible and durable. But there's more. Research shows phthalates may disrupt hormones, affect reproductive health, and contribute to environmental pollution impacting our communities. Join us as we explore how these additives shape our everyday lives and the world around us. For more details, visit risestjames.org. Empower your knowledge with Rise.
Saints of God, it's time for us to tell you the truth. It's time for you to start your 21-day challenge. Don't take another day. Do it right now. Call 504-701-4711. That's the Whole Water Stove, Pastor David Impartan Sr., the host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. This is the water that's designed to change your body, the way you think, the way you act, and the way you look. Why don't you start your 21-day challenge today? For $35, you can start it right now. Call me so we can set up your appointment. 504-701-4711. That's 504-701-4711. Change your water, change your mind.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana companies through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about what the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation does, please visit www.jazzandheritage.org.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. You're on the front porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Price, right?
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Hey, y'all.
For the Nyron on the other side of the glass, yeah, bringing it to you right here on this Free Your Mind Friday. Get your brass up. Get yourself some of this good music. Because if that don't get your music moving, something wrong with you.
All
Need
right.
to go to the doctor to get your movability checked.
Yes. Might be broken.
Indeed. Or at least out of whack.
In need of some repair.
That's right. That's right, man. You know, the best thing for it is more of this music, which you're going to have more of that coming from us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's good to see Nyron across the glass today.
Yes, indeed.
It's been quite some
we
time.
have not seen nearly enough of Nyron.
How you doing?
He's still celebrating Juneteenth,
Sure,
so it seems.
bruh. Thank you. Good to see y'all.
It's good to see you.
Yeah,
So
see it all warm and whatnot.
Did you stay last night after we left?
Probably like 20 minutes. I ran into my English teacher.
Oh.
Yeah, shout out Mr. Ingram. Well, Noah. Now I got to call him by his real name. I'm grown.
Because you're grown now.
Shout out him. I ran into him. We chopped it up, but yeah.
Okay.
That's all right.
Pretty cool.
You enjoyed the set last night, man?
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah,
I
I'll
thought
be
so,
honest.
too.
The feng shui.
The feng shui.
The feng shui. Yeah, the
Feng
feng
shui,
was-
y'all. It's not fun. The feng and the shui. And you know where that came from?
Angel, baby. What's that?
Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Singing. That's where that came from. That came from Jackie Chan.
That blew my
singing.
mind, bro. That made my day. I ain't gonna lie to you. That made my day.
Jackie Chan singing?
I saw the
Yes,
effect it had
'cause
on you, bro.
Y'all know Rush Hour my favorite movie. Every time I get a chance to play Rush Hour, I'm gonna play it.
All right.
So growing up, and he could sing, I'm about to be bumping him in the car. Every
Oh my God.
Why not? Pull up next time, pull up at the bus stop, banging that Jackie
Oh
Chan.
my
Absolutely.
God.
You got
That
it.
is
I
hilarious.
can see that. I
That
can see
is
that.
hilarious.
I love it. I
No,
love it.
the place,
The lab.
the lab, yeah. It is just a nice setup just in general. They didn't have to do a whole lot of decoration for it to be a pleasant event space, but it had almost like if you go to a kickback kind of situation where everybody's kind of hanging out, but not slumming, if that makes any sense, because some kickbacks, come in with your kicks on, get your feet off my table, that kind of deal. But it was really comfortable there, and the music was good, and just the conversations that were being held last night were pretty good, and Kristen really did a wonderful job of curating people and getting the word out for others to come and meet up and have conversations about business or just have conversations. But yeah, it was definitely reminiscent of, singles mingle.
And that's what I said. So when we were sitting there, I said, see this, I'm looking at the crowd, I see essence in here. Remember we said that? I see essence. Not a person, but
Right.
the
Yeah,
crowd.
no,
The
right.
essence, the
Yeah.
essence crowd. When you look around, the space, the way it's set up, I said, yeah, I could see this room full of, just like it was last night, packed full of, beautiful black people
Yes,
hanging out.
for sure.
Right-minded folks hanging out that want to be in the mix and being a part of that whole deal. Yeah, it's got that kind of vibe, man. It's got that kind of vibe. So shouts out to all the folks involved last night. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Did y'all hear us last night? Were y'all listening to us? Did y'all know we was on? We kept telling you we was gonna be live. I'm just curious. Did y'all hear us last night?
And if you did hear us, did you get some good gems from the people that we spoke to last night?
What'd you think
'Cause
about
they
it?
really did share some really good information.
Some great information, man. And we just like to know if you guys were there with us. I know you know we there because we said it.
Yes, we did.
One time we did it, and I remember we did. Y'all didn't say it, so I'm going to give you that.
No,
give you that.
all show yesterday.
And a couple
We
of
let
days
you
before
know.
that, but
We let you
definitely
know.
yesterday. So I want to know if y'all heard this and if you thought it was some good information that was being. And matter of fact, it was coupled with the interviews that had gone on throughout the week.
Yes.
It was the whole deal.
Yes.
So it was a wraparound idea, and we enjoyed it. So we're really curious to know if you guys did as well. I need a wave camera,
And I've gotten skinny. I appreciate
since
that.
you've been out. It's too, since,
I
since you've
appreciate
been out.
that. I've
That's
been working
all
on it.
y'all that who have been like Candyman.
Where's Josh?
Yeah, that's about him 3 times.
Where's Josh?
And his nan,
Where's Josh?
he said he's been on set shooting the movie Medea in the Shadows, and it's coming out on VHS next month. And he played Tyler Perry's childhood RTA bus driver.
And I just want to know who's releasing movies on VHS.
That's Josh's people.
I'm very curious. Please let me know who in the world is still releasing things on VHS. Who has a VHS player?
That's part of the deal. If you buy the movie, they're gonna give you a VHS player. He's got a whole warehouse full of them from somewhere. So if you buy the movie, they're gonna give you a VHS player.
That is crazy.
You know. But yeah, bro, you know I'm not gonna ride unless I'm on set, bro. You know, unless I'm on set, I won't be rocking a wave cap or in any other appliance
that would create the waves.
That would create the.
You're not trying to make them seasick with your waves.
When I did have them, when I was blessed with her. And if you really want to know the truth, see if I brush this down, get it cut up.
I mean, it's wavy back there.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to
It's wavy back there.
So I used to make them seasick, have a hole in the red like that.
Wait a minute.
Guess
what?
Guess what? I knew my barber.
It's an optical illusion. Wait a minute.
My barber told me, because he said your hair grows in a pattern. Because I'm asked him, and mine started right here. That's probably where it started leaving too. But
was that where you brushed too hard?
No. Over time, heredity, it happened. But if he said right here on this left side, kind of at like 10 o'clock, you see that's where your hair. So if I brush down from there and then around from that spot instead of brushing over it, which created the circle, the wave that went out like, oh yeah, black. Murray with the little high one on. Oh yeah. Yes, indeed.
I used to hate cleaning.
Lamb's board brush.
I used to hate cleaning the brushes and combs after my brother and even my husband would use it because I am weird about stuff that touches hair. But like washing those things out, I mean, looks like a what is that? The gutters around your house after you clean out the gutters.
If you don't see, and when people overuse that, especially Murray's was thick. That's why later on, you know, stuff came out that was a little bit less intrusive. Now you couldn't beat Murray's for laying there. It could be a hurricane. It's could lay flat because that's why you made it was three things: heated up. With the,
it definitely had a wax component.
Oh, it was definitely plenty of wax in it, and you heat it up, man, under the hot water in the sink and make it into a liquid, and then put it on and then hit it with the plastic cap, the little cheap plastic cap, and then put a hot towel on there, right? And that making waves laying out. You take it off again and hit it with that Murray's one more time, brush it around, wave cap. Go out. Oh, you better hold on. Where the lifeboats? Where the lifeboats?
Wait a minute. Can't catch my balance.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious.
I make you seasick, right?
My goodness. That is hilarious. But yeah, just like, even now, if I'm going to wash my hair, I clean out whatever is going to touch my hair.
Absolutely.
And, but luckily, I don't have to do that as frequently as I used to once before. When my hair was loose, natural, or relaxed. Because my mom was like, "Is that she couldn't figure out like why I was so particular about it. It's because it's gonna run through my hair. If I'm cleaning my hair, I don't want to run something dirty. That
reminds me of Barbicide, old school barbershops. They was either green or blue, and it had the little. If when you lift it up, it had a plate on the bottom that was perforated,
that you
and
could
the combs
see
and stuff, and they drop it down in there. And then when you run to get a new comb, you just pull it up, grab one of them out, run underwater, rinse that Barbicide off, but it be clean as a whip.
Yeah.
Or at least it look clean. Now the bottom
well,
of the
whatever's in Barbicide is going to kill whatever it is that you don't
that you
want.
might have been on the hair.
You just need to get whatever loose debris may be on it.
Get it gone.
But whatever the debris may have carried is dead.
It's gone.
It's dead.
And you don't want to carry it back.
No.
504-582-9422. Hey there, Pop Jones. Good morning.
Good morning, Kim and Uncle Grella.
Good
Where
morning. How
you
you
at, nephew? Where you at,
Look,
nephew?
Good morning. Good morning.
Go ahead,
look,
Pop Joe.
you know I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I thought I was having a senior mom, and I said, wait, this a rerun from today, today when I was listening to y'all last night.
Oh.
Oh, I said, oh, wait a minute, oh, Nelly.
Yeah, hold up, Nelly.
Wait a minute.
Hold my mule.
Did I miscalculate something? No, it was us. We were on location last night.
How you
I
like
kept
that,
all
Pop?
there. I said, listen, I said, wait a minute, this sounds like this is the real thing here.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. We had a good time over there, right in the heart of the Sixth Ward, Pop
Absolutely,
Jones.
it was
Yeah,
that.
y'all was out there about 3-4 hours, huh?
About
2 hours,
2
yeah.
hours, give or take.
2 hours, yes, indeed.
Yeah, now the
Boy, I
event
see.
went on after we were done, but our broadcast was just 2 hours.
Yeah.
But the event, I think, went on for another 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was nice,
It
Pop.
was really
you enjoyed
nice.
the broadcast?
Oh man, it was a beautiful day in the neighborhood, man.
Did you
I love it.
enjoy the guests that we had last night?
Huh?
Did you enjoy the guests that we had last night?
Oh yeah, look, remind me, who you had? You had
We had a dentist from the VA.
oh,
Yeah.
the dentist. Yeah, she said she was 5'2". Is that the one?
Yeah, you are absolutely
Yeah,
right.
I remember
You
that.
are
Yeah, I wanted to
absolutely
catch
right.
that.
Pop, how you
See,
remember
'cause
that,
she
Pop?
said was she from the VA or she do work for the VA?
She works
She
at the
works,
VA.
yes.
She's a dentist at the VA.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a veteran. What's her name?
Was it
I got to go
Tania?
next month.
We
In
gonna get
July.
her
to
for you,
look
Pop.
it
I
up.
promise.
Mhm.
I promise you, we will get her name for you. I know we got your number on the other side. One of the producers got it.
Yeah,
but I promise
yeah,
you,
'cause
if you need dental work,
I
that's
got to look. I'm a veteran, you know.
yes, sir. That's exactly what she said. That they are offering it to veterans.
You have
her
to have
service.
a certain. You have to have. I think you have to be 100%.
Okay.
On
All
veterans.
right. I got. In fact, I have an appointment next month.
Mhm.
All right. Well, she
Yeah.
works at the VA, man. Yes, she does. We gonna
Yep,
get her name
yep,
for you though,
yep.
Pop. Or you can just go up there and see where the little 5'2" dentist at.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking for her.
Yes,
Look,
indeed.
man, I tell you, boy, that's why I just enjoy listening to WBOK. I think I might have heard on Dr. Wise and Will Sutton talking about the black stations and the country and holding on to the blacks, the newspapers and stuff.
Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
Trying to keep that voice up.
we need that so much. I go way back when I'm trying to think of some of the old newspapers. Pittsburgh Courier. You familiar with that, Grayla?
Yeah, I'm familiar. The Pittsburgh Courier, the Chicago Defender.
Yeah, right.
I think Philadelphia had one. I can't
Uh-huh.
call the name, but yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am familiar.
Yeah,
We had a lot
all
of black
that- you
newspapers.
gave me all
the
that news,
Amsterdam
man.
News in Harlem.
Okay.
The Amsterdam News. No, yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
I was a journalism major. That's where we got our. That was our CNN.
That was the news that
was the news
Yeah,
that
my
we
mother.
got. Even down
took
here, the
some-
Weekly,
Right.
and Data News Weekly,
Data
the
News
Louisiana
Weekly,
Weekly,
the
and the Data.
Tribune.
Yeah, absolutely. In the Tribune, they are dying, but if they die, it's because we did not give them the support that they needed.
Yeah, my mother, when she was young, she took some pictures out of one of those papers of Joe Louis when he was in his prime,
Yes, sir. That's where
and
you
when he
would
was
see
in
him.
the service too.
Yeah,
She
that's
took
where you
pictures
would have
of it.
seen him. Because they wasn't,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was
had all
knocking
that.
out
I
too
tell
many
you,
of the
boy,
people
we
for him to
got
put
to.
them in the other people.
He was.
That's
gently
why they don't
handling
want
those
nothing,
people.
us to know nothing about our history.
That's why they're trying to wipe it out, trying to whitewash it, and it's
Right,
important.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. See, the youngsters don't look like they know what's going on. A lot of them, man.
That's because we got to make it more relevant. We got to teach them. We got to show them that this has happened before. They can't just tell them. I could show them. I have been doing it. have to be aware. If you're in my circle, you got to be aware. You didn't get this. And all the things that you are blessed with because of your charming personality, of your minty, fresh breath. It didn't happen like that. It happened because people fought. It happened because you owe. You got a debt that you need to pay. You ask me why I do what I do. I say I do what I do because I've got a debt. And that debt is passed forward. It comes with a lot of good stuff, Pop. It comes with a lot of good stuff, but it is
that was the papers, man. All those papers like that.
Yeah.
Gave us all the information. Joe Lewis, when he was in the service.
That's right.
He was not an educated person, but the Army used him as a representative of America. They used Joe Lewis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
to represent
you,
America,
man,
ain't that something?
Only to say you're not.
We just don't know how great we are.
Yes, sir, boss.
How much we mean to this country.
How much we mean to this world.
Oh, hallelujah!
First, they got to look at how. First, you got to mean something to yourself, Pop, and that's the challenge.
Exactly.
We got to make them understand, man. Everything
They try to make us believe we are nobody.
That's what they try to
we
make you believe.
Nothing to this country.
But
that you came from slaves, and you didn't come from slaves.
No.
They didn't bring no slaves over here. They
Uh-huh.
didn't. They brought architects. They brought musicians. They brought doctors. They brought entertainers. They brought folks who could tell stories and bring the house down from the top to the bottom. You had pharmacists. You had all kinds. That's who you brought. That's why them two girls out there at St. Mary's could figure out the Pythagorean theorem after all them hundreds of centuries that done passed by before they could get to it. And they figured it out. Why? Because it's in them. They invented it. That same DNA that invented that mapped the skies and the seas and all of that, that's in us. And until we realize our own greatness, we're going to always be able to be led around by the nose thinking that somebody else got something better than us.
Oh, has to validate us.
I'm not sure whether General Honoré is black or not. Is he black?
Oh, he's black as the day is long.
Very black, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
General Russell Honoré you talking about?
Look how General Honoré standing up for his people.
Oh, always, man.
None of the other generals ain't saying nothing.
Well, he retired, and guess what? He ain't cared before. He was that kind of guy.
He didn't care when he was in.
He was doing Katrina.
What he saw was the truth, and that's why you get what you
get.
That's
right. Man. That's right.
I love it.
Man, I tell you, I see that man. He shows up, man, for his people.
He a hero, bro.
People, period.
He a hero. He is a
for the right thing.
Real American hero. Speak truth to power.
Oh, man.
And has led, has sacrificed, have served this country, so he has earned the right to speak his truth.
Exactly. He shows up, man. I tell you, I'm proud of him.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that, Pop Jones.
All right, thank y'all for taking my call. Y'all have a blessing.
You too.
Continue to doing the great work that y'all doing.
Well,
where your daughter at, Kim?
Where's my daughter? She has other obligations on today. You know, she's a busy young lady.
Okay, all right.
All right, Pop. You enjoy your weekend,
Tell you, what's his name? I forget his name.
Nyron,
yeah, that's what. He keep everything going. Nyron keeps everything.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he does.
All right, Pop, you enjoy your weekend, all right?
Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely.
Y'all have a blessed one.
Yes, sir.
All right, have a good one.
It's the Front Porch, y'all. WBOK, 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
Stick and stay. Y'all don't go nowhere. We're going to take this quick break, and we're going to see you on the other side of it.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
A heat advisory is in effect today with highs in the low to mid 90s, but it could feel more like 112 degrees. That kind of heat can be dangerous, so stay hydrated, take breaks if you're outside, and check on pets and loved ones. We're also tracking a chance for scattered showers and storms later this afternoon. Some of those could be on the heavier side. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Attention, WBOK listeners. Are you a fan of the station and want to show your support and style? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Introducing the official WBOK merchandise, the perfect way to wear your love for the station. Whether you're a longtime listener or a new fan, we've got something for everyone. Head to WBOK1230.com now and grab your WBOK gear before it's gone. When you buy WBOK merch, you're not just getting quality items, you're supporting the station you love.
Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Every Friday at noon on WBOK.
Fresh produce, local flavor, and a healthy you. New Orleans East Hospital is hosting a farmers market the last Wednesday of every month from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Join us in the parking lot across from the main entrance. Support local farmers and your wellness. We'll see you there.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
This is an original by the Soul Rebels brass band called Let Your Mind Be Free. When we speak of Let Your Mind Be Free, first we talk about racial discrimination. Black, white, red, brown, yellow. Doesn't matter what color you are because we all under the same Lord and we bleed the same color blood, red. We talk about world peace, helping our brothers and sisters in South Africa, in Bosnia, Haiti, over in Japan, Northern Iraq, Northern Vietnam, South Vietnam, over in Germany, Brazil, Russia. We're talking about here home in Washington, in Dallas, Seattle, Miami, Detroit, New Orleans, Los Angeles. We're talking about Pittsburgh. We're talking about everywhere in the United States, the St. Thomas, the Magnolia, the Calliope, the Isleville, the Fleet, the St. Bernard, the Florida, the Zion, the Fisher. Let your mind be free. Stop the killing. Stop the killing. Stop the killing. Stop the
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Hey, y'all.
That's Brother Nyron on the other side of this thing right here. Bringing you that all around the 6th Ward. Everybody wondering who we are. So rebel right there. Let your mind be free. Yes, indeed. It's Free Your Mind Friday.
Free Your Mind Friday.
That's right. Get your brass up and get yourself some of this, man. 504-582-9422. Good morning, Elwin.
Good morning, Berlin. Good morning, Kim.
Good morning.
Good morning, radio crew.
All right.
What's going on, Elwin?
Oh, nothing. Just hollering at y'all and speaking to y'all. How's y'all Friday coming along?
Hey, brother, did you hear us on the radio last night live?
No, I missed it. What happened?
No, we was live for 2 hours from a Juneteenth event. It was very nice. I was just wondering if you heard. Our real fans was tuned in.
Yikes.
I'm a real fan.
Obviously not. Did you miss the show last night?
Yeah, I think.
All right. Well, see, bro, listen. Only reason I bring that up, my friend Elwin, is because I know you have Hall of Fame aspirations. I know that you are doing it, but this was like, dropping that 10-yard pass that could have put you in a position to get the touchdown to go ahead,
Oh, Lord.
No.
Yeah.
That was you dropping the 10-yard pass.
Yeah, well,
See, I was throwing the ball.
Well, see, but you threw an intercept.
You threw the ball to who?
You threw an intercept.
I threw the ball at Braylon, and he slipped down and fell.
Well, Graylin was where he was supposed to be.
Graylin was doing this thing. Where you was, boss?
I mean, I was throwing the pass, but you didn't catch it.
You must have was throwing it to another Graylin. This Graylin was at work, bro. How you was throwing it to me? You sure that was me?
Yeah.
I don't think
you was on my same team, right?
Huh? Oh, I'm
We
always
on
on
the
your
same
team.
team,
See,
right?
my team, we showed up last night and everybody was saying, I wonder where's Elwin? Our team showed up where you were.
I must have fell asleep.
Oh, all right then.
Okay.
All right. We'll take that then. Because I know sometimes you be tired.
Yeah, I mean, I do be tired.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So
So how
wake
y'all
up so
Friday?
early.
Friday good, so far so good, bro. So
What
far
y'all
so
gonna
good.
do for the weekend?
I don't know, man. I got
Kim?
all day tomorrow. I know I got a funeral. I got to go to tomorrow. So that's
Sorry
pretty
to hear
much
that.
Saturday. That's gonna be Saturday. So and then Sunday, I don't know. Is it the weekend?
Yeah, it's the weekend.
Tonight we're gonna go and see Sanaa, the students from Sanaa, at the Ellis Marcellus Center. They have a concert tonight. So that's what I know we'll be doing that tonight.
Okay, well, I might be listening to the city of Monterey this weekend.
Oh, you listen to Monterey, but you won't listen to us.
With Lou Rawls and Booker T and the MGs, Otis Redding, and the rest of the gang.
Yes, indeed. All right. Well, you know we still here, right?
Yeah, I know y'all still there. I mean, where else can you go?
Anywhere. Last night we was at the lab where you were. We could be anywhere on the front porch.
Correct, because it's all digital.
Anywhere, and that's where we was. All digital, live, bringing it to you in full effect.
What was the conversation? I mean, I just started the other conversation.
Man, we talked to several different people, all kind of stuff. Massage therapists, private investigators, dentists.
Event planners.
Community activists, all kind of stuff.
Public health coordinators.
Any criminals?
3.
You're not gonna mess with you, really. That's
why. Now you had no follow up.
I know.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, it was 3 of them. So anyway, what you got?
Well, anyway, I thought I'd ask you this.
What?
I was playing Hall & Oates not yesterday, but day before yesterday, and there was a '70s group, right?
70s, 80s, yeah.
The question is, you know how they got together?
No.
Farmers.com?
Oh my God.
No, it was a fight.
Huh?
Somebody got into a fight on the elevator.
Okay.
And it was on the elevator, and that's how they got together.
Because somebody else got into a fight?
Yeah, there was somebody started a fight or something. I was listening to an interview when I was living in Shreveport, and that's how they got together. That's how they got together. It was a fight, and I think they broke it up, or they did something with it, and that's how they got together.
Say, bro, you're going to have to get the rest of that story, because them little pieces right there ain't getting it from me.
If
all
they got
right?
together
Well,
that was a long
that was a long time
did they
ago when
break
they had
up
that
the fight?
interview.
Were they fighting with each other? Why they
No,
was on the elevator?
no.
with
They
the
wasn't fighting with each other, but some people started a fight in the elevator, and it was on the elevator.
Okay, all right.
So that's how they got together.
Okay.
Breaking up the fight.
And I think they did broke up the fight. Yeah, I think they did.
Well,
I think they did.
I guess that's good. All right.
Sure.
And now they fighting with each other.
Ah.
Well,
Okay.
They got to keep figuring out a way to make Sarah smile, man.
Yeah, and speaking of Sarah Smile, what about She's Gone?
Who gone?
The song She's Gone.
She left, huh?
How it go?
You know how it goes. She's gone.
You talking about Bob Marley? She's gone.
No. I'm talking about Hall & Oates. She's gone.
No, I know Bob Marley. She's
I know
gone.
that.
She's gone. Oh, Mockingbird, have you ever heard word down?
No, not that one. Kim, you heard it, right?
She's gone. She's gone. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
And
just
what
trying
about-
to get him to sing it.
Well, was that their first hit?
Was that their first hit?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
I don't know, Elwin. Elwin, you're doing the research and getting the information.
Tell us, man. I don't. You in
But
the
then
Hall
giving
and
us Trivia Friday
I
on
don't know.
something you've looked at. I don't
I
understand.
think that was their first hit.
All right.
That was their first hit.
Now you
It was
guessing
good.
or you
I
know
mean,
that for sure?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah,
that
you
was.
guessing?
I think that was their first hit because
Yes, he's guessing.
they came down here. They came down here and did a concert down here. I was at the concert because there was I think it was at the theater performing arts when they first came here.
All right. Coleman got time on his hands since the
He
truck in
helping
the
you out.
shop. He
He
up
helping
in
you out.
Maryland. And he just said Dow Hall and John Oates first met in 1967 at the Adelphi Ballroom in Philadelphia. They were both teenagers attending a band competition when a fight broke out between rival gangs and they escaped together in an elevator. At the time, they were both leading their own bands and attending Temple University. They became friends, started sharing apartments, and eventually formed the musical duo Hall & Oates. Yes, indeed. Thank you for that, Coleman. I'm glad you had time on your hands today, cuz.
Appreciate it.
That's a nice little history lesson. And thank you for sparking that conversation, Elwin. You are always a font of wonderful information, even though
It's not
sometimes
complete.
it's not all there.
Mhm.
All right? We got to take a break, bro.
Sometimes you tell me I'm not all here.
Oh, no, I'm
Well,
going to tell you that sometime.
That is, yeah.
That's all the time you're
I
not
think that's
all
been
there.
confirmed.
Yes, sir. We know
Mhm.
that. But we'd accept you anyway. The parts of you that show up, we cool with them. All right? Enjoy your weekend, boy. We'll talk back at you, all right?
Yeah, okay. I'll talk to you later. Have a good weekend.
You too, Elwin.
All right, bro.
Stay out of trouble, Braylon.
I ain't going to make no promise, bro. Later.
Bye, Kim.
Bye, Elwin.
It's the Front Porch, y'all. WBOK, 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
Don't go nowhere, y'all. Stick and stay. We're going to take this quick break, and we're going to see you on the other side of it. It's Free Your Mind Friday, so get your brass up.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
This news report is brought to you by New Schools for New Orleans.
New Schools for New Orleans is committed to keeping and finding great teachers for our students in Orleans Parish. If you or someone you know is interested in becoming a teacher for the 25-26 school year, let us help you. We've created the New Orleans Teacher Job Board, which is the official job platform of public schools in New Orleans. You can apply to any school in the city. Simply post your resume and provide information about yourself. Visit our website to learn more and apply. www.neworleansteacherjobboard.org.
I'm Mimi Brown with BIN News Now. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is greeting a flight from Israel this morning as it landed at Tampa International Airport.
Florida citizens were there and they needed to be rescued.
Tampa International Airport expects more Jewish Americans will be arriving today on evacuation flights from the Middle East. The war in Israel and Iran is now in its second week. The conflict began last Friday when Israel attacked Iran in an effort to keep it from developing nuclear weapons. Iran claims its nuclear program is peaceful and retaliated by returning fire at Israel. Federal agents are under growing scrutiny after the arrest of U.S. citizen Adrian Martinez in Los Angeles. Martinez was taken into custody Wednesday after confronting agents during an operation in a Walmart parking lot. A viral video shows agents slamming him to the ground, while officials claim he punched agents 2 times. Newly released security video shows no punches were thrown. Get BIN News 24/7 on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
All day long.
I'm your host, Graylin Bryant Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Hey, y'all.
It's Brother Nyron on the other side of the glass, y'all, right here. Free Your Mind Friday, so get your brass up. Get yourself some of how we doing. Thank you all for sticking with us as we roll into this second hour of today's broadcast of the Front Porch, continuing from the idyllic campus of Xavier University, from our studios right here at the foot of the overpass on South Norman C. Francis Parkway. So you know we home. www.wbok1230.com is the address if you want to stop on by. Or you can hit us up on the talk line, 504-582-9422.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. Free Your Mind Friday. I like that little number right there.
Yeah.
Make your head bounce.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And again, one of the songs that if you don't feel nothing moving, you got to go check your move out.
Get to your nearest physical checkup place and have them to check your movability switch. Yeah. It might be stuck and off.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed, y'all. Right now, we want to take an opportunity to welcome more company. You know how we love company right here, especially on a nice Friday, Free Your Mind Friday, to talk about some things that are near and dear to us personally. Jason Waggersback, welcome to the Front Porch, my friend. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. Man, absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you here. Jason filmed Louisiana, The Ranch, out in Chalmette. You have been a part of the Louisiana film industry for a long time and have been a very vocal voice in representing the industry in Louisiana. And I just want to take a moment to tell you thank you for all the work that you have been doing.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. You know, as I usually say, somebody's got to do it. And if I'm a lover of Louisiana and a lover of film, I'm the right person for the right job, I guess.
Absolutely. And I love the fact we're going to talk about the, Senate Bill 232 and some more of that stuff in a minute. But there might be 3 or 4 people out here, Jason, that don't know who you are. So take a few minutes and just tell the folks a little bit about yourself before we start into what's going on in the legislature.
Sure. I'll try to keep it short. Look, I'm a Baton Rouge guy. I born and raised there, went to LSU, fell in love with film, moved to New York, tried to become an actor, lost all my hair, realized I wasn't going to be good looking on television anymore, got behind the camera and said, you know what, I think this is the better life for me. And I came back home, studied at UNO, graduated in film, started a long, illustrious career in location managing, did some of the biggest movies to ever hit the state of Louisiana, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Terminator Genesis. Terminator Genesis brought me to Chalmette, Louisiana, and allowed for me to sort of change my career into a bit more of the real estate development end of things, and started the Ranch Film Studios. We've been running now for 11 years, 42 projects later, and here we are. I was also nominated to be the president of Film Louisiana this past year, and so now I've been obviously advocating for sustainability of the tax credit program in the state for almost 9 years as well, and really doing a a good job of it. It's the reason we're on a conversation today about the good news we've had just passed a great bill.
And we've been needing some good news, man. We've
For
been
sure.
long overdue for some good news. And I just wanted to point out the fact that locations led you to where you are now. And that's when I talk a lot about the film industry. A lot of folks realize that they see the actors and they see the folks in front of the camera, but there are so many careers that are behind the camera that are lucrative, that can pay well, that are very satisfying. And to say that now you're the owner of the ranch and are representing the industry in both Louisiana, Baton Rouge, and in Washington, starting from locations, it just goes to show nothing that you do on the film set can be small.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, and in locations, we had the pleasure of, basically being on the ground first and last.
Yes.
We were seeing it from concept to completion.
Yes.
And you're right. We have an eclectic industry. I mean, we hire people who are in catering, who are in art, who are in, mechanics, who are in electrical. We have so many different variances and jobs that we offer, and none of them actually require a college education or a high school diploma.
I'm
so
glad you said that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're a hard worker and you want to actually get out and do a great job, people are going to recognize you in this industry and give you a good paying job. In fact, the average salary for a film worker is $65,000 a year, and that doesn't even include the benefits you get if you're in the union. So, I mean, it's a really lucrative opportunity.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned earlier about some good news. Let's talk about that good news, man.
Yeah, so look, we at Film Louisiana, we've been working with LED, Secretary Susan Brennan, and we've been working with leadership in both the House and the Senate to really look for a more competitive way that we can create opportunities for more projects to come to Louisiana.
Yes.
As we talked about, you're in the need of some good news. Well, the good news is the fact that we got a bill that makes us obviously, if not number one, in the top 3 in the United States. But the other piece is that, domestically we're hurting, and so finding ways of to draw more of those projects away from the international marketplace and back home is really what we're trying to do. And this is what LED has really helped us to do. So we went in, we created a system by which we were talking to the Motion Picture Association of America. We talked with all of the guilds, and we started working with legislators and said, look, this is what we feel is necessary and needed to allow for us to attract those projects to bring them back home. And LED did a good job of putting forth a master plan of what they were trying to do with all of their incentives. And the number one thing they wanted and needed was more flexibility in their program, and they used that towards the film program as well, that allows for more flexibility when bigger projects and bigger studios want to come and bring larger amounts of spend, hire more people. They can come and talk to LED and really negotiate a great deal that makes it good for both.
Now, is that similar to what Georgia's doing? Because Georgia has the open-ended incentives, right? It doesn't matter. They've shown that they'll give whatever they need to give. Is what we're trying to do kind of similar to that?
Look, funny you mentioned Georgia. You realize Georgia copy-cutted our program.
Yes, I do. I do realize that. Yes, sir. If that was during the time.
Really.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So they copied and pasted it, and they made our program theirs. The only thing they changed was saying, we'll give you 20% instead of 30%, but we'll give you an additional 10% if you come and use our logo in each of our pictures. That's the only difference in the two.
That's the only difference.
So that is why you see that the Georgia and a lot of the productions in places, that's how they get the extra incentive by using the state logo.
Yes. So look, and with Georgia and the competition really isn't there. We look at it as a competition, but we look at it and say ours is a bit different. Georgia is willing to have no cap on their program. They're willing to pay as much as possible to drive as many projects there. We do have a cap on our program. Unfortunately, the state of Louisiana has to sit in some budgetary constraints to allow for us to obviously function year over year. And we work with the state legislature every year to make sure that we're doing that. What's good for the industry, what's good for the state. And so our difference is we do have a cap. We have a $125 million cap, which is still a lot. We've never gone over $180 million in a given year. So we get a lot of projects that come to the state. But the mere fact that where we change and where we're different is the fact that because LED has opened up that opportunity to come in and negotiate deals, you can come to the state now and say, hey, I'm going to bring $100 million over the next 3 years, and I want to sign a long-term deal with a stage there. The state can then go and say, well, let's see how we can sweeten that for you. Let's give you another 5% or another 8% to do that. That's where it becomes a lot more competitive for the state of Louisiana.
Absolutely. Because you're not, we mentioned Georgia, but Jason, your fight right now with the way the dollar is not really domestic. You're fighting against productions in Canada,
Overseas.
Mexico, and overseas, right?
100%. You nailed it. The dollar being weaker, so many other places, allows for the Americans to pick up and utilize that in much more in a more efficient financial opportunity for them to go outside of the United States. And that's where we're hopefully going to see some changes as we started to see a little bit more federal opportunities, a lot more federal conversation around what does a federal film incentive look like. And I think that's going to start driving people back. It already has. It's already begun more conversations with some of the bigger studios saying we should really look back at America knowing that things are going to change here pretty soon and we need to keep production back home.
Absolutely, because right now the money crunch is hitting everybody. It's not just hitting certain industries; it's hitting all industries. However, with all of the jobs and all of the people who work behind the scenes to get these productions going, we need to keep them rolling for our own economy.
Absolutely,
100% agreed with that. Yep.
Now, Jason, let me ask you something. I know as a Baton Rouge native, but you went up to New York to try to start your career, and now you've been doing locations all over the state. What do we offer as Louisiana that gives us an edge? I know we're fighting to get the economic part right, but film is visual, and, you know, you deal with a lot of creatives. And so what do we offer as a state that differentiates us from our neighbors to the east, or even Texas to the west?
Yeah.
Well, the number one thing we have is we have the best crew anywhere in the United States.
Yeah, you're right.
People will tell you they've got great crew in New York and L.A., and they might be right, but you're going to pay double than what you're going to pay in the state of Louisiana for the same talent base and rich talent base and deep. We have over 2,500 union workers here in the state of Louisiana.
Absolutely.
And so we can go 12 to 15 shows deep. We've done it before at our peak. And then the other things that make an advantage for us is that we've been doing this for 25 years.
Right.
So we understand the business well. The community has accepted the business very well. We're not, trying to go out and take an advantage of films that are coming in by saying, oh, well, you want to shoot here? I'm going to charge you, 10 times what I would normally charge you. They're not doing that. We have really great and keen business people that have accepted our industry, and that has really shown through in the reason why they come here over and over again. And then on top of that, I don't know if you recognize this, but resources and materials are cheaper in Louisiana than they are anywhere in the South. We did a study between the other 4 tax credit states, New Mexico, Georgia, California, and New York, and we came in 23% across the board in materials, rentals, and in crew, obviously, all the way across. So you're getting savings on top of savings with the additional tax incentives that we offer.
That's almost a quarter. Less, did you say, that the across the board with those comparisons gave us a 23% lower across the board?
That's correct. That's correct.
That's something. That's really something to tout. In addition to the fact that they're going to get some other financial benefits, but then having the crew, and then you can't beat the food here.
Well, no, you can't beat that food, and you can't beat the hospitality of walking down the street and somebody just smiling and saying, hey, how's your day?
Yeah.
Our people here are second to none. We have a great family unit here of people, and I think that people really accept that. People who come here really find this as a family-rich environment. You have a lot of people who have moved from other states, obviously, to be in this industry, but realize that they love Louisiana. We have a lot to offer. Rich culture. As you said, that food and that music goes a long way, my friend, because we have a lot of fun things to do and a lot of good food to eat.
Yes, absolutely.
And with this new incentive that's coming up, what kinds of productions are we hoping to attract with this updated programs? Is it going to be specific, or are we going after blockbusters, or are we going after streaming? What's going on with that?
Well, to be honest, we would rather episodic stuff to come here because they come here for a longer period of time. They hire more locals. They kind of get into the community more.
Yes.
What the actual Senate Bill 232, now Act 44, has done is opened up the internal caps and made them wide open. So you still have $125 million, as I mentioned, as your overall spend that you're going to spend every year, but you don't have a cap on above-the-line talent or a cap on per project. So you would attract bigger projects.
Yes.
And so that is the case. Obviously, we want to see that big spin to come to Louisiana. But when I mentioned that LED now has flexibility, that means they can go into rules and emergency rules immediately instead of waiting every other year to go back to the legislature. So I'm working with them right now to work on what are some rules that will help our local filmmakers right now, the people who can't come in and make a $25 million film. What about the people that are making $1 million and a $3 million film? How can we incentivize them to want to continue here and to grow roots here and to build more beautiful stories and hopefully, obviously, hire more and more people? So those are things we're working on, and we hope by the end of the summer we're going to have those in place that I think people are going to be really excited about.
Absolutely. Because that's an opportunity for small and more independent films to get done when you're talking about that budget, right?
Absolutely. I mean, look, as I told y'all, I'm a UNO grad. I wanted the same opportunities when I graduated college. I didn't know what I was doing, didn't know where to go raise a dollar or what to do when I was done with it and how to sell it. I want to have those opportunities. I want to give those people the opportunities because I don't want them going to New York and LA. I want them staying right here. And so let's continue trying to find those ways to do that. And LED is really excited about those opportunities and working with us to try to find the best possible solution. So we'll get something soon and something really good.
Right. So what role did Film Louisiana and other industry stakeholders play in getting this legislation passed?
Well, I don't know if you realize this, but this was a massive team effort. I mean, I might be the face, I might be on the radio all the time and the television talking about it, but let me tell you, my 36 board members were 100% behind me and helped me every single step of the way. A lot of them even did more work than I did in the background by collecting data and making sure that we were having the right resources and materials to prove that the ROI from the state hits every single time a movie comes. For every $1 out, $6.12 gets flushed back into the local economy, which is huge. But all the unions, I mean, from IATSE to DGA to SAG to the Motion Picture Associations, everybody has gotten involved and helped out tremendously. And it's a really wonderful thing to know that we have one of the most powerful and the most sort of together organizations anywhere in any of the other states. The MPA tells us that all the time. You all have such a great leadership and you have a great group because everybody's so passionate about film, and it really shows through. It's the reason why every single year that we're up in the state legislature and we have somebody in, north of Louisiana saying we don't need tax credits, we should take away all tax credits, including film, we always win them over. We always have the state behind us because the majority of the state loves our industry and knows the benefits there. And so it shows through from all the work that we've done through our group and our associations.
Tell me something, as president of Film Louisiana, Jason, what at this point right now, what excites you most about this new chapter?
What excites me most is that, look, the state's not just looking at us, they're looking at other industries that are going to be more future-rich industries beyond oil and gas. We're looking at a lot of tech. We're looking at a lot of, production. And so that excites me because if you have a pro-business governor and a pro-business legislature, that allows for more money outside of our state to come flushing into our state. And that's the true definition of economic development. And that's what our industry does at the biggest standpoint. When Disney and Paramount bring their $200 million productions in, that is economic development. And so therefore, we're excited because we know our industry is changing rapidly. Everything's going to streaming base. The linear television age is sort of done. We're moving and we're looking at what does LED virtual walls look like. We're looking at what does AI look like in our industry. And what excites me is that people have a knee-jerk reaction that those things are going to take jobs. I don't look at it that way. I look at it and say, that's going to make things faster for us to create smarter and more efficiently. And that's what excites me about Louisiana investing in both those things, tech and film, because we have the people here and basically the right timing to be able to be a juggernaut of the next revolution of film and television in the United States, and it could be right here in Louisiana.
Jason Wagerspack, president of Film Louisiana, owner of the Ranch Studios out in Chalmette. Thank you, my friend, for being here talking about that. Congratulations on the success of Senate Bill 232. It is now the law. Continued success with everything you're doing. And my friend, if you've got anything else that's concerning the industry that you need to get out, you've got an open invitation to come join us here on the Front Porch, okay?
Thank you all so much. Great talking to you all. I hope you all have a lovely weekend and look forward to talking to you all again. I'd love to be back on your program.
Absolutely. Take care now.
Be well.
It's the Front Porch, y'all. WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
Stick and stay. Y'all don't go nowhere. We're going to see you on the other side of the break.
Trying to grow your business or increase traffic to your location? We can help. WBOK 1230 AM has a number of solutions that will meet your individual needs. Give one of our consultants a call today at 504-582-9420 or email us at info@wbok1230.com. And remember, an investment with WBOK is an investment in our community. Call today.
All right, a good Friday morning to you. I'm Daryl Forges with WDSU News, and here's your headlines. The granddaughter of late Saints and Pelicans owner Tom Benson was arrested in South Carolina. Court records show Rita Benson LeBlanc was booked on a charge of interference and hindering police officers. She was in line to take over as owner of both franchises, but a family feud led to Gail Benson taking over control. Now to a disturbing story, leaving shoppers in shock. Yesterday, a suspected shoplifting suspect stabbed himself to death near the Walmart on Tchoupitoulas. It happened around 10:45 yesterday morning as officers approached the man after getting a call about someone shoplifting. We're told that's when he took off. Officers chased the man to Tchoupitoulas and Jackson Avenue, where they say he stabbed himself in the neck multiple times. Police tried to tase that man to get him to stop, but were unsuccessful. He later died at a hospital. The incident is being investigated as an in-custody death, with federal monitors involved in the investigation. And finally, the LSU Tigers baseball team in the championship series for the College World Series. They're taking on Coastal Carolina. And if the Tigers win, it'll be their 8th title in program history. Game 1 is tomorrow at 6 p.m. Game 2 is Sunday at 1:30. And if they need a Game 3, they'll take place Monday night at 6:30. LSU has won 6 straight games. Coastal Carolina, by the way, they're way hotter. They've won 26 straight games. But I have a feeling they're going to take it to them, though. I'm Daryl Forges, and that's your headlines for WBOK. Have a great day and a fantastic weekend.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana communities through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, please visit us at www.jazzandheritage.org.
This is Andronika Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. You're on the front porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
about?
All day long.
I'm your host, Braylon Bryant, man.
And I'm your host, Timber White and Free. Hey, y'all.
Diaries on the other side of the glass, bringing it to you right here on this Free Your Mind Friday. So get your brass up. Some information. A little bit of good news.
Yeah.
We've just been on the road this week.
Coming to the state, coming to multiple places in the state, which is a good thing, especially for people who are endeavored to be in the film industry. Of course, we have young people who are endeavoring to take place in the film industry in different roles that I think that most people were not privy or even considered took place, right? You just hear, like us, we on the radio.
Yeah.
You hear our voices, but there's a lot that goes into
a lot.
Yeah, into getting us on the air, keeping us on the air. The man with all the arms on the other side, and the interns and all of that stuff happens. The programming, it's more than what you see on television or what you hear on the airwaves that it takes to put put these projects together.
And what I like that Jason Wagersback said was he mentioned not having to need a college degree to do this. And I'm telling you about, y'all have heard me mention it before, film sets are like a slice of life. Everybody's there. You got tats, you got piercings, you've got dreadlocks, bald heads, mohawks, several different colored hair. You've got...
just don't come there with the bull Swiss. They just want you to be there, willing to work, willing to be coachable.
To work. Just to be...
Just don't come with the
please don't.
bull Swiss. Nobody wants to deal with that.
And they won't.
At all.
And they won't. That's what they won't, because every minute has a dollar figure attached to it.
Yeah.
Every minute has a dollar figure attached to it. How long? 30 seconds. Can we do it in 12?
Right. Right.
And people are scrambling, but you have to work together.
And there's work that goes into before you actually start shooting.
Oh, absolutely.
So the people who've taken the time to do the legwork don't come here and knock it all over.
That's what Jason was talking about. Before, you got to find the spots where they want to shoot, where they want to build something, or make it look a certain way. So you out there with the folks, and then once all that's done, you got to tear it back down and put it back to where it was when you got it. The juke in Centers was built.
Okay.
Was built. They didn't find it. They found the land.
Yes. But they had to build up the actual building.
They built the juke. They built it from the ground. And, of course, once the film was done,
it had to come down.
It had to come down. Couldn't leave it there. It had to come right back down. All that falls under location. So the same, it doesn't matter what your skill set is. If you are willing to work and you've got something to do that can offer that need on a production,
yes,
you could probably get that job, whether it's hair, whether it's makeup. I'm gonna get Allison LaCour in here to talk about makeup too, because she was the lead on Sinners and has been on Nickel Boys. She's a great
Nickel Boys is now available on Prime.
There you go.
Yes.
You can go see that right now.
He's
too.
not gonna see it.
I haven't seen it, but go see it. But it's
oh my goodness.
Yeah, but yeah, she excellent at the top of her game when it comes to that, and it's again another avenue into that industry that is not acting. Yeah, that is not anything that you might see when you are looking at the final product.
Yes,
if what's drawing you excuse me, to the industry is the viewing of the final product. I just like you to also think about the production of that final product.
What it takes to get there.
What it takes to get there.
Yeah.
And all of the ancillary jobs, all of the careers, all of the money, all of the opportunities that are involved around what you see as the finished product. That was a great interview, man.
It was.
So finally, some good news. And we could use some good news.
For sure.
Which helps an industry that when it was at its peak, man, when Treme and all the rest when we
good
were
times
blowing up, everybody was working.
Good
2 and 3.
times.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm glad that he said about people going overseas. I've talked about Interview with the Vampire, the series. They shoot that overseas. They don't shoot that here. but they're talking about what's going on here.
Absolutely.
So it's like we have places that I know for sure look like this. Why would we not be here?
Cheaper to keep her.
Right.
It's cheaper to keep her. More economically feasible. Now that is saying something when, but that's what he was talking about, the strength of the dollar. And that as a global strength.
Yes.
So when you are looking at making a production somewhere where because of the strength of the dollar in that country or the lack thereof and the incentives combined, then companies are like, oh,
yeah,
we could
this
go to
looks
Spain.
like a better, yeah.
Wait a minute. We could take all
What's
these
drawing
people to
us
Spain.
out? Yeah, what's drawing us out to spend less? Because even though it's requiring us to relocate or going somewhere else, if we're gonna come out more in the black rather than the red, then yeah.
And if we could save money,
right?
Because everybody that's investing, they don't want to invest, but they don't want to spend it all. If we could save some money and still get a quality product,
yeah, why not?
Why not?
Why wouldn't you?
You got to argue that. Give me the other side. Give me the argument why we shouldn't do that.
Right.
We can get a quality product for less money. Tell me why we shouldn't do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would love to hear it. 504-582-9422. Good morning, brother Corey. What's happening?
Well, good morning, Front Porch, everybody. Hey, that was a great interview. So I'm about to test your movie theory, your movie history. What movie that grosses the highest one in Louisiana? What's the name of the movie that was shot here in Louisiana?
The highest grossing?
Yeah, one of the highest grossing. It's like on a scale, it's like fifth.
Interview with the Vampire?
No, not Interview with the Vampire. Jurassic Park. It was filmed in Louisiana.
Oh yeah, it was one of the sets was literally on Common and Rampart.
Okay.
That
I know what that is. Yeah.
They literally built this mountain type deal right there. They had street blocked up. Oh, it was ugly, but it made the movie. But I know what you're talking about. Right on that corner is where they did some sort of mountain scene for Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
And everything's location. And back in the day, we used to just go out there. We had a job. We had a job sitting in the parking lot watching the equipment overnight. And that's a good job, too. They pay you good well, too, to sit in your car and watch everything.
Oh, yeah. Listen, you need security. I know people who are doing it. And that became a big part of the industry because now there are companies that do film security.
Yeah.
They do film industry security. That came just from that. And that's what they do. Man. It's a whole new industry.
We used to do all that, man, because, like I said again, New Orleans is supposed to be the one in the hub. But let me run this down for you right quick. Georgia have the Avengers. That's number one. Then you have New York. You have Spider-Man that created in New York. Then you have Hawaii. You got a Avatar in Hawaii. Then California, you have Titanic. That was one of the highest goes to 650. Then you have Louisiana after the fifth, Jurassic World. So, and then you got Ohio, the Avengers. So, I think, having Jurassic Park as the number one thing is pretty good, because, historic stuff like that. But I'm looking for something else to be here number one this year. So hopefully Sinner wasn't number one yet, but hey, it didn't work out. Hopefully they came up close to be number one. But let's find some other, beautiful movie that they want coming in New Orleans and do the highest grossing film in the States. And one more thing, we having our music day. Remember Saturday's music. That's all day I'll be promoting. It's our music day. Play your music, play your horn, play your violin, play your harmonica, just get some sticks on the ground and beat me on the ground. Whatever you need to do for music day from 12 to 5, play your music, peace and love. And like I said, hey, there's so many jobs on the movie set. If we could just find a place where you can just teach each one of those jobs, I guarantee you, man, our young children be writing movies, doing movies on their own, on their phones. Trust me on that. It would be wonderful. So peace and love, man. Keep up the great work.
All right, buddy. Have a good weekend, brother Corey. Take care. 504-582-9422. And y'all were wondering when the cuts were going to get close to home. One of my favorite spots in the city, the Amistad Research Center is at risk because the cutting of federal funds cut about 40% of the organization's $1.5 million budget.
Wow. And so they have had to lay off about half of its 14 staff members. Yeah.
And that's because the new administration has gutted the Institute of Museum and Library Sciences. They've cut it. They've taken the money because they don't want you all to maintain the history of this country. They don't want you all to learn it. They don't want it to be disseminated because I think that is what is going to make America great again, to make you not know your history.
Is it?
Well, that's if you think about what you're doing, does that make you great? Is the question I guess I would have to ask. Is this is cutting the suicide hotline?
That piece. So did you know that was being done?
When they said it.
But did you know prior to us talking about it yesterday? Did you know that they were cutting the?
No. But when I hear about it, it doesn't surprise me. But I don't watch because I know the things when you start cutting big umbrellas, the small things under that we took for granted, the neighborhood, the Amistad. Those are the places that suffer. And the suicide hotline is not a place because it comes under, somebody has to pay those people. That comes from a federal grant. It comes from funding from the Fed that allows somebody to be there on the other end of the phone.
Yeah. So no more services for people who are a part of the queer community. None.
Yeah.
Now you could be any other thing, which is always crazy to me, but don't be that. Don't be that. Be a pedophile. I'm not gonna be surprised if be a pedophile.
Oh yeah, there's no hotline for them. There's no hotline for them.
But not for the queer people.
Crazy. There's a 1-800 number for NAMBLA or something like that. So it's I don't know. It's
crazy.
It's not surprising. It is far from being shocking, but the idea that you see all these things going on in a very futile effort to stem the tide of history. You're not going to win, and you're just going to make it more messy. And again, like I said yesterday, the only thing that worries me, I'm less worried about that because our history will continue because we're going to be here.
Yeah.
But this whole idea, these folks out there in the Middle East with these nuclear, and trying to talk about we're going to be a part of that. That kind of, is ringing in the back of my head because I want them the children that I know so well and love dearly to be able to keep on living in this world without the threat of Chernobyl all over, radioactive poisoning and all that kind of stuff.
Craziness.
Yeah, it is.
Craziness.
It is. I have not seen, I saw the preview, summarium of A King Like Me. It started last night. I think the premiere was last night. Did you watch it? What'd you think about it? Let us know. 504-582-9422. It is about the crew of Zulu, and it is on Netflix. So if you haven't had a chance, if you have had an opportunity to see it, what did you think? I think the premiere was last night.
I'm curious. We don't have Netflix anymore, so I don't know. I won't be seeing that one just yet. Okay. But I'm curious of what it's about. So, and something like this, I am okay with the what is that?
Oh no, I just accidentally. I was trying to move it
around. Okay, got it.
I highlighted it.
Yeah. You don't care. Okay, like listen, whatever you try to do, Friday, cool, no problem. Yeah, no. We don't have Netflix anymore, and I haven't missed it, but it's because so much more content is out there.
Oh, it's plenty, yeah.
I guess, but I'm curious about it. So if you do watch it, and I'm okay with spoilers for this. Yeah.
Okay. She said she watched it. It was very good. You saw my brother on there. I think my nephew too. I think both of them are on there. Jay H. Banks and Ryan Jason Banks. Yeah. Shouts out to all the members of Zulu. The preview popped up. I saw it on my phone, and I think I saw King Rudy, and King Brian Sims. That's the two that I think. Because A King Like Me is the theme, there never was and never will be another king like me.
Okay.
Which is what happens every year.
Yes.
At Zulu, each king is an individual.
Mm-hmm.
They are collective as former kings, but your reign, your style, your look, there never was and there never will be another king like.
As should be. It should be that way.
It should not look
I
the
love
same.
that for them. Yeah.
Every time. So that's what happens. And now the documentary has been made. Shouts out to Terrence Rice and his company. I think those guys had a big part to play in it. So, yeah, I'm going to watch it, though.
Mm-hmm.
It'll probably, you know what? After the stuff on Saturday, I'll probably need to decompress and come
Have a
home, put
lifter.
my feet up, and watch them boys. Because I know the preview had brass band music, so you know I was in right from the beginning.
That was the draw. Oh, you saw Kenya Rounds? Yes.
Okay.
Kenya Rounds. His friend is one of my friends, Ricky Turner. That's like one of my favorite people.
I know The Exorcist was funny. Well, the original Exorcist was funny to me, but I saw a new Exorcist movie with two little girls, one black, getting possessed together. What was that on, Mark? And what's the name of it?
What is happening here, Mark?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
What was that on and what was the name of it, man?
What is that?
It's like The Exorcist 4, because they've done The Exorcist.
They have. I didn't need to
Again.
see any more after the first one. That was fine.
You saw the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought I'm you know, I was, but no, the Exorcist people was running up in the theater trying to stab the screen, get the devil out the little girl and all this. Oh yeah. Oh, at the height of Exorcist frenzy, when it first hit the show, oh man, people were going crazy. They were running up, they were attacking the screen.
That is the weirdest thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They were
That is strange.
people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people. But no, I saw it and was. Again, the only part when he was sticking them needles in, I was like,
like gross. But
yeah. But everything else, the vomit, the head spinning,
no pea soup for me.
yeah, yeah.
No, thank you.
Demi, why you do this to me, Demi? And the young priest, the young priest said, "Wait a minute, man, that's my grandmother."
Right. Right. You know, I y'all can keep that. There's no need for me to watch. I do watch certain movies, but like, I'll keep myself out of the draw with that.
Yes, indeed.
And that was like she was 10.
All right, yeah, that's been a couple of years ago. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. But no, in all respects, I have no desire to watch something that could be real like.
Yeah, movies they got to be based on something. And you know what? I've seen a couple of like real documentaries talking about demonic possession and spiritual stuff like that. Those are more off-putting to me than a fictional depiction because these folks are talking about studies, science, recorded instances of the stuff that has been portrayed in movies that you might not think is real.
Mm-hmm.
So which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So is demonic possession real? Is it a part of what can happen? They've shown that it can happen. They've shown stuff that cannot be explained for real. But then you see a movie and you're like, okay, look, it's whatever. So to me, watching that documentary was more like,
yeah,
damn. So I'm not going on no architectural digs in 14th century Babylon and opening no crate.
You're not interested in the stigmata?
No, if I get the stigmata, I'm going to try to monetize it. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen quick. I would start a whole religion. Great. Great. What are y'all? I'm great, man.
Yeah,
no.
That's a lot.
I've seen the stigmata manifest itself in people, you know, afterwards, but those are almost like parlor trickish.
Okay.
To me.
Got
it. I'm trying to remember the I'm gonna find it, but there was a documentary about real or recorded instances of what was said to be true possession of individuals. But it was kind of off-putting, to be quite honest. It's the Front Porch, y'all. WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
Don't go nowhere, y'all. Stick and stay. It's Free Your Mind Friday. We're going to see you on the other side of it.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
A heat advisory is in effect today with highs in the low to mid-90s, but it could feel more like 112 degrees. That kind of heat can be dangerous, so stay hydrated, take breaks if you're outside, and check on pets and loved ones. We're also tracking a chance for scattered showers and storms later this afternoon. Some of those could be on the heavier side. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
New Orleans, are you ready? A fresh voice in the city is here, bringing you the beats, the culture, and the stories that matter. From local music and food to real talk on what's happening in the streets, we've got you covered. Stay tapped in. Follow us on all platforms at WBOK 1230 for the latest updates and exclusive content. Your city, your culture, your news. Don't just hear about it, be about it. Follow us at WBOK 1230 now.
Do you know what United Way can do for you and your community? Find out by listening to United Way and You every Thursday at noon on WBOK 1230. United Way continues to fight for the most vulnerable members of the community. Find out how this Thursday and every Thursday at noon.
Hey, have you heard the news? First Pilgrims Baptist Church is now on WBOK 1230 a.m. Tune in every Sunday at 11:30 a.m. to hear Pastor Eugene Mitchell give you the inspiration you need for the week ahead. That's every Sunday morning, 11:30 a.m. Only on WBOK 1230 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 a.m.
Oh, yeah. Young Fellas Brass Band live, y'all. Come on.
All day long.
I'm your host, Braylon Brian Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Hey, y'all.
From the Naira on the other side of the glass, y'all. Bringing it to you right here on this freaking Mind Friday. Get your brass up and get yourself some. You know how we do. Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the Planet of the Apes? It could have been the Planet of the Apes. I know it was a big old film, so one of the blockbusters.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the blockbusters right on that corner. Did you ever pay? You know what I'm talking about when they built that?
No.
Elks Place, I think, is that corner.
I know exactly where you're talking about.
It's a parking lot right now.
When you said what
And it
it
might have been
was or
Planet
the
of the Apes.
location, I knew what you were talking about. But
Mhm.
no, once I graduated high school, my trips downtown were few.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and I was down there because
You
That's where I
worked
made my
down
money.
there. Yeah, that's when you worked down there. I
ooh,
when catching the bus was a thing, we Canal Street, you walk up and down Canal Street, you go to Holmes or Dillard's, in addition to your traveling home. If you had time, you could hang out on Canal Street. But like once I graduated from high school, there was really no need for me to hang downtown because I lived in the East and most of my shopping didn't happen in the city. It was either in the plaza because we didn't even go to Metairie a lot. Now that I think
Oh,
about
no,
it,
I
like
know we didn't
Metairie
go.
wasn't a thing,
Mm-mm.
or we would even go to Slidell to the outlets because
I
I
remember
lived
when that
further
was a
enough
thing.
outside.
We went there like twice.
Outside of the city that it's easier for us to just go to
Mhm.
Slidell versus going into town.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, I would have enjoyed or have liked to see what it was like to shop on Dryads.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I remember being a little boy
Mm-hmm.
going down there, Bold's Venus Garden with the chickens outside. I remember the smell.
Oh, okay.
Because you can get a live chicken.
Yeah, okay.
Outside of Venus Garden, and them steel cages, and they'd ring that yaga.
Yeah.
There you go. Ring that bad
Ring-
boy and drop it
ring
in the
the neck
bag.
of it,
You
yeah.
go on home, pluck it, boil it, do whatever you got to do. The Joanne shop was down there. That's where you had to get them shoes for them little children that'll crack your head open. Them little white shoes.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
They sell those, but they don't suggest them for kids anymore. Like they have a softer sole to
Yeah,
them
who is
now.
they?
Yeah.
I don't know if them people, we have to come up with them horses. We come
They
up pretty
hurt.
good. Now y'all got them children with them soft shoes. Now they soft.
They hurt. And not
Mhm.
only do they hurt, I remember, because, I told you I had to wear corrective shoes. That leather cuts into your ankle something nasty.
Put a Band-Aid on there.
Drink water, walk it off.
Walk it off. You be
Yeah,
all right.
No. Because my kids did get the stride right shoes. They just did not have those hard soles. The hard soles that used to make uncles and daddies and brothers want to drop your
Ooh,
kids.
ooh. And then you ain't gonna tell me you ain't knew what you was doing.
And
you
them-
knew what you was doing.
Those leg muscles of babies are very sporadic and strong.
And the little
And
brain muscles up there,
very
leave
strong.
a little. Boy, you come get your child.
Because you never knew when the baby was going to start kicking, and them
Baby.
legs were just,
See, y'all done got
strong.
something now that
Bodybuilder.
Children got on Reeboks. You don't
Bodybuilder
care if
legs.
they kick you or not. They just kick it. They got just boom, boom, boom. Everybody don't mean nothing. Yeah, that's why y'all give me them nothing but stride rice, doggone. Bring back stride rice. Make
They
the world
still
a better
have stride
place.
right. I bought Mari and CJ had a mini issue
Put
from
your
stride. I was
children-
sad when their feet grew out of the stride right
Baby.
shoes.
Put your children in them little white half boot, shoestring hole, string up, hard sole,
Man,
cheering shoes.
I have seen many a man bring water to his eyes and maybe even liquid out their mouth trying to talk and gather themselves at the same time. My goodness.
Them shoes hurt.
Yeah.
Them shoes hurt.
Them legs are strong.
Them legs strong, but that's what made them little children, man. You had to your leg was strong because you had to drag the shoes around. That's like wearing ankle weights.
Breaking them suckers in took work.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. And if your feet grew fast, then you was in trouble.
Yeah, I had because this is another thing too. Your parents would get your baby shoes bronzed when you were little. After you know, get your baby shoes bronzed. A lot of those got lost in Katrina. I wish that had been on at our house instead of on the East Bank. But yeah, that was cool. That parents, oh, look at the little baby shoes.
That's
Oh,
right.
look how your feet used
Yep.
to be this small. Now they
Yep.
this big.
Yep. Now the shelf where your baby shoes are bronze your regular shoe as long as that show.
Yeah.
That's when
Yeah.
times have
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah.
Mark said when I started moving around, Dry Street was a garden tool stroll. There weren't any stroll stores left. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I remember. I listen. I grew up
Central City got
on
rough.
Ferret Street, and I knew when Ferret Street was a hub. Many stores, hardware stores, pharmacies, restaurants, pool hall. My cousin Ruth had the House of Green dress shop. Then it didn't. It fell into, I'm not going to say disrespect, but it fell out of favor. It wasn't trending anymore. Same thing that happened with Dry Street, because now y'all could go to Metairie. Now y'all could go to the mall.
Or you
Now
can go
y'all could
when you were able to go to Canal Street, that was a big change
to get
as
to
well.
Canal. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And then all of the stores, because it was the onsets of the malls that pretty much was the death knell for Dry's. Canal Street held out a little longer because it was Canal Street. But you could see the writing on the wall, because when Dry Street fell, and you're right, it became a stroll. It became just that, a hotbed for illicit actions and crime and different things like that. Central City was not an idyllic spot at that time, but it was still home for a whole lot of people,
right,
who were still trying to make it, that had nothing to do with the fact that the way the economy worked shut down their whole Canal Street. That was Central City's Canal Street. And it all got shut down. And of course, there was no money being put back into it because everybody wanted to make a mall. They wanted to run here and run there.
Or they wanted to be around others.
Or they wanted to be there, and you wanted to go where other people, ice was colder. Oh, it's Aretha Castle Hill now, baby.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, we back on black. And I'm telling you, just like Ferret Street has now bounced back. It is now a destination, just like Magazine Street.
Populated with some different people.
Populated with some different people. Populated with some different people.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is now you can't get your po' boy or bowl of red beans on Ferret Street right now, between Ferret and the poet.
Not from the people that you want to get it from.
No, now a po' boy, a bowl of red beans. I mean, I don't. It's not that fancy. It's literally New Orleans. A po' boy.
Yeah.
Po' boy, not a pogie or grinder
A
or
sub.
anything else. A sub, a po' boy. Or a bowl of red beans. Yeah, but times change. It's the Front Porch, y'all. WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
Don't go nowhere, y'all. Stick and stay. We're going to see you on the other side of the break.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
This news report is brought to you by New Schools for New Orleans.
New Schools for New Orleans is committed to keeping and finding great teachers for our students in Orleans Parish. If you or someone you know is interested in becoming a teacher for the 25-26 school year, let us help you. We've created the New Orleans Teacher Job Board, which is the official job platform of public schools in New Orleans. You can apply to any school in the city. Simply post your resume and provide information about yourself. Visit our website to learn more and apply. www.neworleansteacherjobboard.org.
I'm Mimi Brown with BIN News Now. The Dodgers organization is delaying an announcement on plans to assist immigrant communities. This fan wants the Dodgers to take a formal stance against ICE.
I don't know how much longer I can continue to support an organization that is integral to my life. I'm really hoping that the Dodgers speak up.
It comes after federal agents were denied entry into the Dodger Stadium parking lot on Thursday. The White House is stepping up pressure on sanctuary cities, saying they'll face increased ICE enforcement. Officials claim no undocumented immigrants were released into the U.S. last month. Early protests in Los Angeles have quieted since the immigration operations began. In a new study, alcohol consumption is being linked to an increased risk of pancreatic cancer. A new study by the World Health Organization gathered research from nearly 2.5 million people across 4 continents and found a modest but significant link between alcohol and pancreatic cancer, regardless of sex or if the person smoked. Get BIN News Now 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Welcome back, y'all. Front Porch, WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
I'm your host, Graylin Bryant Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Hey, y'all.
It's Brother Nyron on the other side of the glass, y'all. The original three the hard way up in this bad boy. You heard me? Thank y'all
Yeah.
for sticking with us as we roll into this third and final hour of today's episode of The Front Porch, continuing our broadcast from the historic campus of Xavier University from our studios right here at the foot of the overpass on South Norman C. Francis Parkway. www.wbok1230.com is the address if you want to stop on by. Hit us up on the talk line. 504-582-9422 is the number.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. But yes, Mark Dryde Street is Arithel Castle Haley now. It is
more than bouncing back.
Oh, yeah, it is bouncing.
It is thriving.
Absolutely.
It is
Ashe,
thriving. Mm-hmm.
Dryde's Y, Cafe Reconcile, the New Orleans Jazz Market, the store right across from there's another space, literally right across on that corner of Martin Luther King, on the black corner, Martin Luther King and Arethel Castle Head. That's the black corner.
Right, that's New Orleans Jazz Market. But then you also have the city has the job, not Job Corps, but it is like where if you're applying for jobs, I can't think of the name of it, but that's in this old school building.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's there. And then you have the tree house. That I have been to the tree house. I'm almost embarrassed to say that I've been to the tree house, but because it's for these young people, it is not for people my age. But the tree house, Larry Morrow's, it's a club. It's an indoor-outdoor place.
Yeah.
And that's right in that area as well. But yeah, it's a whole lot of thriving businesses that are up and down Arethel Castle Haley. And I'm glad to see, but the funeral home is still there. Yeah, now that's one of the original. Like you can see the craftsmanship, and I look at buildings.
Is that Majestic? That's it's the red brick building.
No, there. I think it's the blue
with the blue sign.
Yeah,
the
maybe.
Sign, the round sign.
I can't think of it. Wilson Estelle. Is that the
that's Estelle Wilson?
I don't know. I can't think of it, but no, there's some of the buildings that are still there that are still holding fast. You would think, you would expect that a funeral home would last the test of time because that's one business that's never without clientele.
Absolutely. That is Majestic.
Okay. Majestic? Okay.
That's Majestic.
Mm-hmm.
Should come my way, y'all. That they got a picture of the place. Looking for none of them people. All right. Yeah, but 1833.
Yeah.
Right on the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
old red brick building, been there forever.
Mm-hmm.
Right across from the Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
When they were right there on the corner, Jehovah's Witness
Kingdom
Temple,
Hall.
right, the Kingdom Hall,
Mm-hmm.
and then right across is the funeral home.
Okay. Yeah, no, like I would have loved to see that because I've heard stories, about how people put their good clothes on and went shopping,
Oh yeah.
and up and down Dry.
Yeah, even my
Street.
grandmother bring us we going on Dry Street. Yeah, my grandmother had her hat on. She had her gloves. She had her purse on her shoulder. Right there. I mean, not on the shoulder.
Yeah, on her forearm.
And she had an umbrella, whether the sun was shining, whether it was raining, because that was for dogs.
Either or.
And hard-headed two-leg dogs, because she wasn't no punk. You understand? It's going to be a fight.
Yeah.
You got to trust
get
when
it easy.
There ain't going to be no easy battle. You look at that little lady, little diminutive lady right there, but you don't want with her. You don't want that with her, cuz. I'm just trying to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to tell you. But yeah, that used to be a real deal.
Yeah.
A real deal. That's it right there.
Okay.
That's what you're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Majestic.
Yeah.
With the red
But
brick
there's
and the
so
white.
so many different buildings and businesses that not many that have been able to sustain, but there are a lot of places.
St. Andrew.
Got it. That's across the street. Eretha Kesselheli and St. Andrew. Yeah, but I mean, there's plenty of stories if you talk to people who knew about Dry Street that time.
Oh, yeah.
During that time. I would have loved to have seen that.
My man, old man Slim, at the barbershop, right down here on Dry Street.
Mm-hmm.
Cut my hair for years. Oh, he passed. Matter of fact, he cut Spike Lee hair.
Oh, okay.
Because Spike came in town, and he said, I need a barber, man. I said, well, come meet me over there by Slim. Come meet me by old man Slim. And he had a barbershop on Rampart Street. Man, he tells stories. Oh, he was a barber forever. And he cut Spike hair, and he said, when Spike left, I saw him, and he said, but tell him do one thing for me. I said, what you want? He was right here in the chair, Mr. Slim, what you want? I want an autograph, but I want him to sign a $1 bill. I want him to sign a $1 bill for me. I give you the $1. I give you the $1.
I just would like the signature, please.
He just wanted his autograph on the $1 bill.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
That's pretty cool.
Old man Slim.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right.
Yeah. We are up and down the landscape of Eretha Kesselheli like right now. We are going up and
look,
down.
I'm about to show you. That's Slim Barbershop right there.
Okay.
I'm there with it. This was Slim's Barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
That's on the corner. I think that's Josephine, and it's a retail shop now.
Mm-hmm.
But that was him right there. Old man Slim, right on that corner, Jack, Central City. And before his shop was on Rampart, right by Canal.
So was that okay? If you're coming from the Sanger and you're coming down Rampart, was that shop to the right?
If you're leaving the Sanger,
and you heading uptown.
No, wait. You talking about Dick's, or you talking about? Because I didn't never go when Slim. When I met Mr. Slim, Mr. Slim was down here on Josephine and Dry. Josephine and Ritz Castle.
But this particular barbershop I'm thinking of is if you're coming from the Sanger and you're on the side of the building that's facing going uptown.
You're coming uptown.
And then there was a barbershop that was on the right side. Is that shop?
Dick's was on the left. Dix would have been on the left. I don't know. Oh no, you talking about where all the young right there on that corner?
Because
right
I used to get my hair cut over there.
That's not it. I was about to call the name, but I can't think of. Yeah, but it's on the right by the bus stop, right past where the bus stop is. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, shout out to Vincent Foster, who was my fill-in barber before I actually cut all my hair off.
All right.
You know, the taper. Beauticians do a good job, but barbers do something better. It's the
Barbers
different.
do it better.
Yeah. Now you have to go between the two to get a good blend between the two of like hair that is long versus hair that is short. But that taper, you just I haven't been able to go to a beautician who gets that good close cut.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, go get it where you're supposed to get it from. That's what I say. Get it where you're supposed to get it from.
Oh, goodness
And
gracious.
go from there. But yes, indeed, man. So, man, I was about to call his name.
It's going to come to you.
Yeah, it is. Probably about 3 in the morning. I'm going to call y'all. Every one of y'all. And tell y'all
His
what
name
old man Slim Man was.
Yeah.
504-582-9422. Where you at, Herm?
What up? Good up, man. I done woke my brass up. How y'all doing?
How you doing?
We doing good, man.
Good to
What
hear
up?
your
What
voice.
up, Kimber? All day long.
It's good to hear your voice. How you doing?
I'm good. Well, you guys are discussing a subject that I like to chime in on.
Okay.
So, Graylin.
What'd you say, Ladad?
So when your grandmother would drag you down at the drive street, did she take you to Bodie's Venus Garden, bro?
That's what the Venus Garden where they had the chicken outside, boss. They had them in the steel cages, and they smelled like chickens.
Which is a harsh smell.
Mister. Yes, sir, boss. Yes, sir.
Well, that was like a one-stop sometimes to find all kind of junk in that place.
Baby
groceries and
Bodie's.
everything, man. You know?
That's right. That's right.
Back in the day. So did she used to drag you down to the Red Goose store, too?
So we were talking about that to get the shoes, to get the them little hard white baby shoes that'll bring tears to your eyes and them cheer and kick you.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah, bro. And then up the street, you know, you had the black insurance company, Universal Life, up the street.
Yes,
That's right.
Yes.
Going towards Jackson.
That's
yes.
right. Yeah. That's right.
Oh yeah, man. That's back. Man, that's back in the good old bus up days. Bro. You know that. That's the good old times there, bro.
That's a wonderful time, man. Absolutely.
Absolutely. You know, it's good reminiscence. I just wanted to chime in on some of that. So.
Well, thank you so much
And
for
it's
sharing.
funny because we had talked about all 3 of them places that you brought to mind. There you go. Because I think isn't that Majestic that used to be that was the insurance.
The funeral home?
No, Universal Insurance was down the street. It was the building with the on the side. It was the kind of yellow brick building with the with the Universal Life Insurance, the silver letters on the outside of it, lit from the back. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, sir.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, Herb. Thank you for that.
All right.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right.
What's happening, Josh?
Josh.
What's up? What's happening?
Where is Josh? Where is Josh? Where has Josh been?
Oh, I told you I was shooting a movie. Brandon can do it. I can do it too.
There you go.
Yes, indeed.
There you go. You tell him, baby.
Man, y'all talking about drives. I remember mom used to go get groceries on at Venus Garden.
At Venus Gardens, boy.
Yeah. Venus Garden had a bargain center connected to it.
They certainly did. In the later years, they
every
certainly
time we
did.
go open there, what I did was I make a beeline for that basket of shoes. It was a bunch of no-name shoes. So I just take all the sizes that was mine and take it out that basket and spread them out the store.
Lord.
So she won't make me get them. So when she come around and say, "Hey, baby, look in there and see your size." I'm like, "No, I don't see it, Mama." I said, "You ain't looking right. Let me look." So she'll look and she can't find them. All right, cool. I made it out of there. Nope. We go down the sugar aisle. I put the damn shoes by the sugar. That go your size right there.
Right
That's
there.
my size, Mama. You're right. You're right. Yep. My profile taking another hit. I can't show up to school with these on.
Oh, mister.
So,
I think you can.
Image?
I think you can.
All them can't stop, won't stop, boy. You cannot wear image shoes and get the full speed running. You got no brakes.
Yes, you can.
You got no brakes, Kimber. Your shoes was plastic at the bottom. You got no brakes. Out of the way till I got the grass to roll.
That's right. You
Got
needed
more
friction. You needed friction to stop.
Oh, Lord.
Stop. Kimber, you got no friction with those boggers in the USAs.
I am not familiar. Isn't that
was
the
the
same side of the
blue
street that Gators was on?
But Gators came after boggers.
Yeah, Gators were. Yeah, it was because H&L Green was on that corner of where the Jazz Market is now.
I just remember riding past
H&L
it.
Green. That's where you got your. That was the neighborhood supplier of Daniel Green.
Ah,
you understand?
I thought you got those from Dillard's.
No, there wasn't no
That's
Dillard's.
Kraus.
Dillard's hadn't even been born yet.
Oh.
We had homes.
Well,
but you wasn't going to shop.
D.H. Homes,
But
yeah.
you wasn't going to shop. You wasn't going to get no Daniel. If you was,
Wait,
that's where my mama got hers from.
David, all the people
wait.
said they go get
Y'all
the
tell me
Daniel.
something
If
different
you
now.
want
I
Daniel
thought
Green,
Kraus was-
right there at H.L.
My
Green.
mom got hers from Dillard's, and my aunt Muriel, they got them from not Dillard's, D.H. Homes,
D.H.
because
Homes, baby.
it was the D with it was white. I remember. Yeah,
D.H.
no.
Homes. Yes, indeed.
So no, I thought Kraus was the Daniel Green headquarters because I saw plenty of colors at Kraus.
For downtown,
Red,
see,
black,
you
gold.
got the uptown was Central City. H.L. Green was Central City, and that's what you got. The neighborhoods were just that. Everybody had their own little store. And if you Kraus was for everybody, Kraus was for the Iberville, for everybody in the 6 and the 7. If you was close downtown, that's how you went. But if you was in Central City, you went to H.L. Green, you went up and down Drive Street. That was your little shopping area. We had Ferret Street uptown for shopping and groceries, hardware, but there wasn't no clothing store till my cousin Ruth Green opened up Green's House of Fashion, but that was a boutique for women. And it wasn't the
they
whole
got that.
thing.
Didn't they have like a tailor on Ferret?
They had a tuxedo shop right on the corner of Ferret and Upper Line.
Valens?
Ferret and Upper Line, because on the corner of Ferret and Valens was the gas station, the pharmacy, the drugstore, which we used to call it. The drugstore across the street was where the Rouses is now, was houses. People lived on Ferret Street, and it was like row houses. And they told them they had stores in the front, and on that downtown Lake corner that the falafel place is now. What was that? No, the pest control people was on Upper Line. I'm trying to think it was on that corner, but yeah.
After this, let me know what happened to Dunbar. Is it still up there?
No, baby, Miss Dunbar called it a wrap, bro. Miss Dunbar called it. She could not keep staff after the COVID. They hung on for as long as they could. They were right there on Earhart. They were right on Earhart before you get to Carrollton, and
since then it hasn't. It has had a couple of places.
It's been a couple of places, and it just
that
but no, bro, Dunbar's.
It was the Dick and Chaser uptown, boy.
Oh, man, let me tell you something. I know when Miss Dunbar opened on Ferret Street, 99-cent breakfast, Jack. Yes, indeed. Grits, eggs, a biscuit, and whatever you get, a sausage or bacon. Oh man, 99-cent, cousin. And then she had the red beans, that fried chicken for lunch, all you could eat. Oh, who you kidding? But Dunbar's was the truth. Used to kill them college students. Used to kill them. They come up there, they cut up. She would get them in the morning and get them all through the day. And then she'd do a little dinner. But I think by like 6, 7, she'd be ready to get out of there because she been started serving breakfast. But yeah, man. Oh, Dunbar's was the truth.
They got two places. One, Williams on Louisiana Street. Oh, that was delicious to me. They had like a.
Oh, you talking about Williams Restaurant? That's on. That's on the Parkway. No. Yeah. No, that's on the corner of.
It's on the corner.
It's right on the corner. That's Williams Restaurant was on the corner. That's Tyler Diner. That's Tyler Diner and what's the block of the first block of Robinson? Right across Claiborne, the first block across Claiborne, right on that corner. A brick building. You used to walk in right on the corner.
On Tuesday, that 7 steaks and brown bread with cornbread and tea. Yeah.
Yes,
and
sir, I know where you.
I never had food from the Snug Harbor. I always wanted to eat at the Snug Harbor.
It's
never
still
had
there.
that.
Now, which one you talking
Snug
about? The
Harbor still
original
there?
Snug Harbor?
The one on Soniac.
Yeah, the original Snug Harbor. Yeah, I ain't.
Yeah. I never
Lord have
had that
mercy.
before, man.
When it was Cryers Snug Harbor. Yes, sir. I fish plate
I
right
always
out.
wanted
Oh,
to eat
yes,
that.
sir.
That's all my little reminiscence of New Orleans, bro. And I miss Swagman when they used to make the food at Swagman. That's all. I miss that a whole lot.
They're one of the best chili dogs ever, baby. Right there.
Boy, they know that hot dog on French grill.
And you know what? For some reason, I never got into that.
What?
I never get not hot dog on French because a hot dog in my mind, the bread
Goes
supposed
on
to
a
be
bun.
soft,
Uh-huh.
and French bread crunches. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I know it's good, but it
just didn't go together.
They don't go together. They don't go. And I've
The
tried.
made it work,
It's not
Dylan.
like I
They
didn't know.
made it
I've
work.
tried it and pretty much wasted a half a po' boy because I couldn't.
No.
It just
Yeah,
don't
it
work
made it
for
work,
me.
bro. And also for my mama, I was first. The only TJ Maxx we went to was Solos in the Night Walk.
Yes,
Solos.
indeed.
Oh my
Go
goodness,
get 'em.
I
Yeah.
remember that. Yes, indeed. Well, thank you for that, Josh.
Josh, we got to take this break, man. Thank you for that cruise down memory lane, man. Keep listening here. It's the Front Porch, y'all. WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
Stick and stay. Y'all don't go nowhere. We're going to see you on the other side of the break.
All right, a good Friday morning to you. I'm Daryl Forges with WDSU News, and here's your headlines. The granddaughter of late Saints and Pelicans owner Tom Benson was arrested in South Carolina. Court records show Rita Benson LeBlanc was booked on a charge of interference and hindering police officers. She was in line to take over as owner of both franchises, but a family feud led to Gail Benson taking over control. Now to a disturbing story, leaving shoppers in shock. Yesterday, a suspected shoplifting suspect stabbed himself to death near the Walmart on Tchoupitoulas. It happened around 10:45 yesterday morning as officers approached the man after getting a call about someone shoplifting. We're told that's when he took off. Officers chased the man to Tchoupitoulas and Jackson Avenue, where they say he stabbed himself in the neck multiple times. Police tried to tase that man to get him to stop, but were unsuccessful. He later died at a hospital. The incident is being investigated as an in-custody death, with federal monitors involved in the investigation. And finally, the LSU Tigers baseball team in the championship series for the College World Series. They're taking on Coastal Carolina. And if the Tigers win, it'll be their 8th title in program history. Game 1 is tomorrow at 6 p.m., Game 2 is Sunday at 1:30, and if they need a Game 3, they'll take place Monday night at 6:30. LSU has won 6 straight games. Coastal Carolina, by the way, they're way hotter. They've won 26 straight games, but I have a feeling they're going to take it to them, though. I'm Daryl Forges, and that's your headlines for WBOK. Have a great day and a fantastic weekend.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityWealthManagement.com. Business leaders and entrepreneurs are trying to figure out how to navigate the Trump administration's trade policy. Picky Cole is a longtime successful entrepreneur of color. She has a line of restaurants that sells vegan fast food. And she says her biggest challenge is deciding how to offset operating costs if they go up.
The topic is, do we raise our prices, right? A lot of my products are made in the United States, but ingredients are sourced overseas. So if they raise those prices, then, it'll be more money for me. And then I have to charge my customers more, and that can affect the consumer experience.
Running a business that's largely a discretionary purchase presents a unique challenge. If Cole raises prices, it could lead her customers to go elsewhere and maybe never come back. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Now more than ever,
Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
I'm Grant Sasheret.
And I'm Ro Brown.
Please join us for the Sports Report Wednesdays and Fridays
at 8 p.m. on WBOK.
The Sports Report. WBOK 1230 AM.
At New Orleans East Hospital, we believe healthcare should come with heart. Located at 5620 Reed Boulevard, we proudly serve the New Orleans community with compassion, courtesy, and a commitment to excellence. From healing to education, we want to be your trusted healthcare partner that's close to home. New Orleans East Hospital, delivering a culture of healthy care.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
All day long.
I'm your host, Graylin Bryant Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Hey, y'all.
Brother Nyron's on the other side of the glass, y'all. Bringing it to you right here. Free Your Mind Friday. Get your brass up. You know how we doing.
Look at this.
Now, the Ramsey said, Joe's on Martin Luther King, so the very best hot dog on French ever. You talking about Joe's, where you used to have to walk up and put your order in through the microphone. Huh, D. Ramsey?
Oh,
right down the street from Savannah Williams, around the corner from Booker T.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that place.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's right on that corner. Baby, listen, they used to have, so you know what I used to do? They used to do fish, and you get your fish on French. Oh, I'll be going home with Simpson, boy. I'm telling you, I mean, old school New Orleans po' boy, grilled bread, toasted, mayo on both sides. Just, yeah.
Good stuff.
Oh, good stuff,
Good
baby.
eating.
Yes, indeed. And wouldn't break your pocket.
Right.
Wouldn't come close to breaking your pocket.
But did you see what Josh said?
What, Josh?
He said a chicken mark on Jackson and Dryas, and I know exactly where that is.
Oh, yeah.
You can get 400 pieces, leg quarters for $8.
Go up in that seat.
I've never been in there. I've driven by there, but I've never been in there.
Then when it's time to make turkey neck, Yes,
That's where
indeed.
you
That's
go
where
get.
you go. You
yeah.
get you some necks, go up in there. If you anytime you're doing a big dinner, a supper, you're trying to feed a bunch of people, or repast, anything like that, you're gonna wind up in Chicken Mart because they're like Walmart for chicken.
For meat.
For meat and all that good stuff.
Remember,
turkey leg, turkey.
Can't beat Wagner's meat.
Can't beat Wagner's meat.
Is that still open?
That Wagner's is still open, yeah. Yeah, Wagner's is still open.
I used to laugh every time I saw that board.
Oh, yeah.
What was that called?
The billboard?
The billboard, yeah. I would giggle every time I saw that. What an advertisement.
There used to be it was Zara's. Zara's used to have several different little corner stores, convenience stores, and that was there when we was in high school.
Okay.
You can't beat Zara's meat. Yeah, because it's too tough. Yeah, but
yeah,
that was
meat
the only
markets
way back.
has not been a place that my parents frequented. We didn't really go to those places.
I like because right now, if I want, there's a couple of butcher shops because.
Yeah, I've been to a butcher.
Oh yeah.
But
if I want a steak, I want me a good steak. If I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna make it, then I'm gonna go. It starts with the actual steak. I don't care how much stuff you put on it.
Because of the
starts
cut of
with-
meat.
It starts with the steak,
Mhm.
and there's a couple of butcher shops that I frequent. I'll go get me a couple of steaks, and if I gotta have a taste for it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Especially if I want to cook them myself. Oh yeah, Barrow's catfish, boy. You
the
going
one
back,
on
boy.
Earhart.
Oh, that was
That was the one.
Mistletoe, right off Earhart.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the one
yeah.
I frequented a plenty.
Oh yeah.
And really,
Oh wait, now you were talking about when they were on that hard in the new place, or
no,
the original,
the original one.
the white one, when you go in the back Barrow Shady Inn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you didn't really need to add anything to their fish.
No.
Like you could.
Oh no, you
But-
be covering up the flavor of the fish.
Yeah, but you could like put you something else on there, but like eat
Maybe
it
a little
first.
hot sauce.
Taste it first.
Yeah.
Before you start slathering stuff on there.
Now
Eat it first.
I used to put hot sauce on my potato salad
Oh,
because I just like that.
okay.
But I don't do that everywhere. I did that at Barrows, but I love Barrows catfish.
Mhm.
Oh,
Now
baby.
you talking about good eating
Ooh.
until you tired.
Yes, indeed.
Because when you're eating something that's good,
The big
after
Billy
a
or
while,
the little Billy.
yeah, after a while,
Shouts out
it's like
to
you
you,
know, I
fella.
probably should stop eating, but it just tastes so good.
And then it's good the next day cold.
Yeah.
I done woke up on a plate of barrels that didn't get finished the night before. First thing in the morning. Oh, yeah, I got it. I would do that. But then again, I'm a big fan of fish and grits.
Yes,
I love fish and
I
grits.
had that when we went to breakfast. I had fish.
That's right. That's
Uh-huh.
right. I love fish and grits, man.
Yeah.
Good seasoned, well seasoned piece of fried fish.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Now, times have changed,
It's
my
not
friend.
that much, Mark.
Times have changed.
Not that much.
Yeah,
no.
they're not there anymore.
Mhm.
They are just on the West Bank, I think. They're just because the downtown one closed,
Mhm.
which was by Dave and Buster's.
Yes,
When you
by
talking
the
about
Chick-fil-A.
Mickey. By the Chick-fil-A, right across from.
It is on the corner of near Lapelco and Manhattan, which is where I think is the Best Western. It's right where Copeland's I think used to be.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
All
in
right.
that area. It's right there.
All right.
We've gone over there a couple times.
And you've been to the Barrows there?
Mhm.
Okay, right on.
Yep.
I see, and I haven't been. I know it's on the West Bank. I've just never been. I was going to the one when they were on Earhart, but Earhart closed, and then they moved to the CBD, and I went to the CBD a couple of times leaving here. Because my mom who wants something, they have a special. I'll swing down there, call and order it, and then just double park.
Yeah, right.
Which was, I'm telling you,
Just
that's what I
trying
think.
to find a parking space in that
It
area
was
is difficult.
always. So I literally would just put the flashes on, jump out, and hope they got it ready so I wouldn't be too long. Yeah.
Yes, so they are on the West Bank. Now it never fails. We always end up on food.
Because people be hungry,
And
man.
it's almost lunchtime too. So it's closed on the West Bank. When did it close? Now that makes me sad.
Let's see here.
That makes me sad because then now where are they? Because I knew when they were moving from the Earhart location, and we were excited. We had been to the Barrows on the West Bank at least 5 or 6 times.
Oh no, Harvey permanently closed.
Oh man,
that just popped up. We just pulled it up.
that sucks.
That does, man.
That really sucks.
Oh, wow.
That makes
I
me
did
sad.
not know that.
Mm.
They are closed. Some lovely pictures from when they used to be open. Now, I shouldn't be looking at this because I'm hungry.
Because now you're hungry.
I was
Right.
hungry before, but
Yeah.
now, yep. Well, man, I'm sorry to hear that. I
That
did
sucks.
not know that. I was telling people that to go to the West Bank
Right.
because the one in the CBD was closed. Wow.
Let us know what's going on, or if y'all are opening
No, that's
another
closed.
location.
Please
because
do, man. I'm gonna have to reach out.
That was good stuff.
To the
You know, they
Barrows.
closed after. They had closed after Katrina, and it took them a while to get back. Yeah, it took them a while to get back up and running, and then they reopened on Earhart. Maybe like maybe a little less than 10 years, and then they were there, and then I don't know if something went happen with the location, and then they moved. They opened a location on the West Bank.
Okay.
But then they opened the one downtown, and it was like, okay, so what's happening? I thought the
really
one, the
going on?
Barrows, I knew the Barrows that was in the city was for tourists, but the one that was on the West Bank, but we got
And
so
one that
many
was
different.
on, Earhart was for the locals too.
Yeah.
That was a good spot. We're gonna find out, man. Because
Yeah.
we want Barrows back. And now I'm hungry.
Mm.
And of course now I want Barrows.
Right.
Now Josh said I love the combination rice from Rickshaw and cross the street to Popeyes and eat that together. That was a damn good Friday night.
What?
You know Rickshaw?
I don't.
Thomas Rickshaw?
No.
Across from the jail?
Mm-mm. No. Even more so, no, I do not.
Come on now. How you don't know about Thomas
No.
Rickshaw, man? Thomas was right there across from the jailhouse when the jail was on Tulane and Broad. Chinese place.
Mm-hmm.
The point is still, it's that little piece of street.
Yeah,
You
I
got
know
your
the
Tulane,
cutoff.
and
That
you got the
cutoff
little
street.
right. And
Yeah.
so you could pull in from either side. You could pull in to the driveway at Thomas from the back or from Tulane, either one.
Mm-hmm.
But no, man, it was there forever.
Mm-mm.
Thomas Rickshaw, at the time, Tommy's
Is
and
that where
Chinese
Melba's is
Kitchen.
now?
No, Melba's is further down.
Okay.
Melba's is further down.
Because that's one of those little weird
You
streets
live
too.
with that's that same piece of street. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the same little cutoff back there. But yes, Tommy's, boy, I ain't thought about that in forever. Because Tommy's was closed, I think, way before Katrina.
Okay.
So, I mean, it has been closed for a while. But, man, for a while, it was only two. If you wanted shrimp fried right, Tommy's Rickshaw Chinese Kitchen. And Josh said he got the combination because he used to put big, yeah. Not
No.
them pink little,
Not the bait.
yeah, what y'all be putting in not pass for shrimp. I said,
Bait. That's not real shrimp.
yes,
No.
indeed.
No. Ooh.
What?
No, they were saying they should have stayed on Earhart. I mean, I know I had been there.
Oh no,
I know I
don't
had
know.
been there. I don't know if that. I don't know.
think that move came not at, I think that was the building's owners and some other stuff, not
Mhm.
business,
Yeah.
stuff be happening. So I just hope that they find a good spot to land and come back because they had a great product, I thought, and had one for years. They had a
Yes.
great product for years. And I think at the West Bank location, they offered an expanded menu because, let me tell you something, when I was going to the Shed Inn,
Mm-hmm.
your choice on the menu was two things. You could get sliced bread or toast, or you could get potato salad or green salad. That's
was
your
it.
choice.
That was it.
That's it. Because you know what you come there for. You
Mhm.
come there for catfish.
Right.
Get the big billy, the little billy, or it was three. There was one that was really big, one that was really big, and the other one that was big.
Mhm.
So depending on how, it wasn't nothing little, wasn't nothing small. You gonna get at least 4 fillets on the smallest one you get, and you sit there, boy. Let me tell you something.
That's like partners. You got ribs and bread
Got ribs and bread, baby.
and soggy paper.
And you ain't need nothing there. If you was lucky, your bread was soggy. And let me
with
tell
all
you,
the grease.
oh boy, they
Yeah.
take that piece of sliced bread and slap that full bone rib on there, 'cause that's how they used to cut them at Partners, full bone. Take that full bone rib, slap it on that bread, put that other piece of bread on top, wrap that old orange paper, and
Mhm.
slide in the bag. Baby, let me tell you something.
Good. Good.
You know when we used to go there? Leaving the strip.
Oh.
Leaving Mason.
Okay.
Las Vegas Strip. Everything was open. Partner was open. Sam's was open.
Mhm.
Alexis was open.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we made it through here just from the diet.
Just from the diet alone, yes. But you needed something to combat what you already had in your system.
Because the strip, babe, let me tell you something. You be on that strip going from the Flying Fox to the streetcar to back foot with a drink in your hand and Alexis cross the street and partners down the block and Sam's, of course. Mm-hmm. You know, get whatever you like at Sam's.
You needed something to soak that up before you went to sleep.
Yes, indeed.
Or close your eyes. Because that's an awful feeling when you're feeling the thing go whoosh. Whoosh.
I said, you know what's crazy? Chinese restaurants be crowded, but haven't seen one commercial.
There ain't no need. It sell itself.
Y'all do that.
Yep, it sell itself.
I never saw a commercial with Thomas Rickshaw. Even to this day, I haven't seen a commercial with Chinese Kitchen.
No. Or China Doll.
Or China Doll. Never seen a commercial. Mm-mm. Never seen a commercial for them. That's amazing.
Y'all go. And they are not, they don't seem like they're in decline at all.
Oh, no, indeed, man. No, indeed. And that is a phenomenon. Because word of mouth, they say, is the best advertising. And word of mouth about the quality of your food will get you a line out the door or crickets. Well, one of the two. Because the word of mouth works both ways, man. If you're not doing the right thing in the kitchen, in New Orleans, you won't be around long.
Nobody wants it.
I don't care how pretty it is.
But if you are.
It don't care how it look. It could be an old gas station. You understand? And you're going to have people lined up out the door. Out the door. And getting it because guess what? It's good.
Yeah.
Now, I've been seeing this dude. He's been popping up on my Instagram, but he is
Who is
eating.
that?
He's going to different restaurants.
Oh, that little weird dude. Yeah.
Eating in his car.
Boy, Poochoo.
And I don't know because he's
and it seems like he keeps going to places that
I was just about
that
to say,
we don't even know about.
He ate a sushi volcano in the car. Not like sushi. Love Japanese food, really do. But number one, I never saw a sushi volcano. I've seen at a hibachi the onion volcano when they do the onions and the flames. So I've seen that, but this guy was actually trying to eat, and this was sashimi, nigiri, a couple of rolls, and it's this big, 8 inches, and it's imagine a volcano formed out of rice for whatever reason, but it started erupted. This purple stuff started coming out. And it got all over the sushi at the bottom, and the cinema was like, well, what? He never said the name of the place.
Right.
And I'm like, well, dude, why are you eating?
That's his thing. And then he goes to places that we've never heard of, because he's been between New Orleans and Baton Rouge. And I think he's going to Lafayette or something else. But, sir, who are you? And I think he's not, now that's his shtick, that he's going to places we never heard of because he complains about the food. Like, sir, these are places we never even heard.
Other than the thing, he was really complimentary of the food. He was like, "This, and he eating," which I'm not a big fan of watching people eat stuff in their mouth. But he gave it like a 8.9 out of 10. On the scale because I watched it to the end.
But I have seen him talk about places, some barbecue places and some other places.
Like, he slammed Blue Oak.
We don't.
He slammed Blue Oak.
We don't eat there.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You came to New Orleans to eat barbecue? Why? That's not what we are known for. That's not the food that we eat. And then, Mark said he eats crawfish etouffee from Circle K. Of course. Sir, why are you going to places that we have never heard of that we don't even eat? Like,
see, but I've not made his hustle. Because we talking about it. See, that's I talk about this all the time.
Now he did give props to Stuffed with the
beignets.
Yeah,
is that the stuffed beignets?
He did give props to them. But like anytime,
black dude with a beard, he said, yeah. I don't know his name, but he has popped up on.
But the things that he eats, it's like, you ain't had no gumbo, you ain't had no crawfish, you ain't had no red beans, sir. What are you doing? Like, these are things that we eat here. Like the stuff that you're talking about, you could have went to Memphis or Texas to get some barbecue. That's not something that we necessarily do here. Now, if you get somebody who does it well, cool. But shut up.
Because you miss partners.
Shut up
Sorry.
talking to me.
It's the Front Porch, y'all. WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
Stick and stay. Y'all don't go nowhere. We got to take this quick break, and we're going to see you on the other side of it.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
A heat advisory is in effect today with highs in the low to mid-90s, but it could feel more like 112 degrees. That kind of heat can be dangerous, so stay hydrated, take breaks if you're outside, and check on pets and loved ones. We're also tracking a chance for scattered showers and storms later this afternoon. Some of those could be on the heavier side. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Hey, everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks.
And Kimber White Dupree.
From the Front Porch, y'all. You know how we do. Every Monday, it's Moving Monday.
And Tuesday, it's Trivia Tuesday.
And y'all know we have nothing but bad cheering coming through here on Wednesday.
But stick with us. On Thursday, we travel.
That's right. And Friday's Free Your Mind Friday, so get your brass up.
Something on your mind? Want to get it off your chest?
Holla at your people. WBOK 1230 a.m., the station you listen to.
All day long.
Hello, I'm Gary Clark. Please tune in to Dr. Clark 101, The Living Classroom, which is broadcasted weekly every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. on WBOK 1230 a.m. on your dial. And as always, it's been a pleasure.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 a.m.
lover, but it's all over now. Yeah, I used to love her, but it's all over now. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back, y'all. Front Porch, WBOK, 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
I'm your host, Braylon Brian Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Hey, y'all.
Brother Nyron on the other side of the glass, bringing it to you right now on this Free Your Mind Friday. Get your brass up. If that one there didn't get you, I'm telling you, go get your movability motion check.
It broke.
It broke. It just done stopped. That was the Dirty Dozen, of course, with the unmistakably recognizable voice of the late, great Night Tripper, Mac Rebenak, also known as Deacon. No, I'm sorry, Dr. John.
Yes.
About to give him the wrong job.
And Deacon John, he's been here,
Deacon
so he'll
John's
come
been
and
right
say, "Now
here."
wait a minute,
Hey, that wasn't
that,
me,
that wasn't my song. No.
That's right, Dr. John.
Yes.
Yo, brought it right there, along with the great Dirty Dozen brass band. Free Your
I've
Mind
always
Friday.
been entertained by that song.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I have.
You see, I used to love her. Oh, but it's all over now.
Yeah.
You made me cry. You made me moan.
Well,
Yeah.
you know.
It's all right. Now the tables turn, and it's your turn to cry.
You okay? Drink water.
You all right? Oh, that what the man said. You right. It was rough there for a minute, Sean.
Drink water.
See,
You
it was
are
rough.
fine. Yeah.
It was rough. I used to love her.
Yeah.
But it's all over now.
Drink water. You're okay.
Oh, trust me. She the one crying. Go ahead, you tell her. You tell her.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Great lyrics in that one right there, man. A classic, as you know. Now, we just got a report from Chuck who said he just ate some convenient stir-fried chicken on his way into his job. What can be now? We know that's our Louisiana Yankee. He way up there, almost to Canada.
Not Canada.
Almost to Canada. Up there in Monroe somewhere.
That's cold.
Fitting distance to Canada. And it may be a little different down there where you are, Chuck, as far as the quality of the chicken that one can get in a convenience store, because I would imagine that there's not as many. The competition would not be as vigorous.
Well, it's
as it was
Louisiana.
here. It is Louisiana, but if you got a small town, you got, Miss Mary make the best chicken. She got the little place over there. It's different than over here where you got neighborhoods where people can bring you and go get stuff. But hey, as long as it was good to you, baby. As long as it was good to you. Nigga say when she lived in St. Louis, the thing I missed the most was the ability to buy dinner at the corner store.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Yes, indeed.
So let's see. Yeah, Josh talking about the guy who was critiquing the food. He said he's eating something that's not even the culture. Go on to Memphis and say that their fried oranges are trash. Who eats fried oranges in Memphis? So yeah, like it's
He
weird.
got purple fingernails.
I don't know.
Josh?
I've never looked at him that closely.
I have not. Because I can't watch because he takes the food and he shoves it in his mouth.
Because
With
I want to cut his hair.
I don't like watching misophonia. I don't think I suffer from misophonia, which is that
Watching people eat will give you an issue.
To hearing the misophonia.
So ASMR doesn't bother you.
Oh no, I don't want. Why would I want to hear?
But all people don't make those kind of noises when they eat. That is forced.
People.
That is forced.
They crunch.
Yeah, that's forced. That is all
do
for
I need
theater.
to hear you eat?
Yeah,
because I used to use that as an insult. I said that's pretty good.
Close
But I said, yeah. I said, sound like. It sounds like it's pretty good. Yeah.
In other words, close your mouth.
Close your mouth,
eating.
man.
We don't need that.
And that is a thing. DMSR. Why do you? I don't get it, but I don't get a lot of stuff. I don't know why some people don't like moist, but I don't have the same reaction as the people who are moist, haters, to DMSR, because I can just turn it off.
Right.
I don't, but I've seen this is DMSR, and it says that in the description. Somebody eating
AMSR.
AMSR.
Yeah.
You're eating a egg roll. That was the one. The first one I saw was this Asian lady, AMSR, whatever it is, eating an egg roll, and it's a.
Why?
And I'm like, well, okay,
I know for some people they like those sounds.
Do they? That's why I was scared.
There's a market for people who like that, or they call them mukbangs.
I don't know.
But
that is just.
But I don't need.
But
to
if
see
it floats your boat, I mean, but that's like my man who does the thing. I don't. It doesn't look good. And you're trying to talk with food in your mouth. I'm not feeling this whole concept at all. Because even in cooking shows, they'll bite.
And they take a taste.
Okay.
But they're not munching.
Then they'll swallow and say, now this was X. You swallow,
Right.
but you no, bro. Thank you, though.
No,
Click.
thank you.
Next,
No,
I'd rather watch
thank
something about
you.
the crazy people in Washington.
No, I would not like to watch that either. But hey, no. That seems to be people are getting their.
Oh yeah, I like to hear them sounds when different. That's different. You're not crunching. If you crunching, Nikki, we got a problem. Nick, if it's crunching,
If there's a crunch,
we
need a doctor.
It will be followed by a very piercing, shrill yell and 3 gunshots. It's the Front Porch, y'all. Practice random acts of kindness. Do something nice for somebody just because it's a nice thing to do. Y'all take care of each other. I'm your host, Graylin Bryant Banks.
And I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree. Take care of yourselves and each other. Enjoy your weekend.
And that's Brother Nyron on the other side of the glass, man. Y'all be nice. Do something nice for somebody just because it's a nice thing to do. And be careful if it crunches.
Run.
You've gone too far.